Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to what is our last World Tour stream of this year's World Tour. And this is, of course, the race of the falling leaves, the Il Lombardia, Giro de Il Lombardia, as it used to be called, but now it's just Il Lombardia. We are seeing if we're witnessing history here. Are we going to see Tadej Pogacar win 5 in a row and equal the record of none other than Fausto Coppi? We will wait and see, but still 130 kilometers to go. The situation is an interesting one, to say the least. We've got a break up the road. We've got the UAE squad really taking control at the front. Isaac Del Toro is here, and so is Tadej Pogacar, obviously. So the Gravel World Championships is happening today and tomorrow, and for some reason, Pitcock is down for the men's, and he's here in Il Lombardia. So he's definitely loving the traveling in the later part of this year. But UAE Team Emirates measuring or doing a solid effort to congregate towards the front and keeping this race under somewhat of control. Soudal Quickstep up there as well. Remco Evenepoel's last race with a Soudal Quickstep potentially, I think. I think it may be. Unless he goes to the Tour of Holland or the Tour of Guangxi or any of the Asian calendar races that still also happen past this stage of the season. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But an interesting break up the road nonetheless. Plenty of familiar riders. Galva from Alpecin, Bilbao. Then we have 3 riders from Ineos Grenadiers with Filippo Ganna, Lucas Hamilton, Victor Langalotti, Quinn Simmons, Walter Calzoni from Q36.5, Louis Verake of Soudal, so that's a good move by them to send a rider up there. Michael Matthews for Jayco and friend of the channel, Bernd Knott of the UK and Picnic Personnel, Matthias Bais as well from Polti, and Bart Lemon, the former soldier, for Visma Lease Bike. So an interesting selection of riders. I mean, in the preview show, we didn't talk about who Visma Lease Bike were bringing because we didn't have the start list. But confirmation of their start list, they've got Ben Tollett here, Tish Benut, Timian Gratz, Sepp Kuss, Bart Lemon, and Kian Uterbroeks. Uterbroeks is going to the Tour of Guangxi, so this is not his final race for Visma Lease Bike. Obviously, he is changing. That is a transfer and a half. The Tour of Guangxi starts on the 14th of October. We're on the 11th, so yeah. Is he going to jump straight on the plane to China? Yeah, so Uterbroeks, we'll see what he does here, but the 22-year-old in his final European race for Visma Lease Bike before he goes to Movistar. But yeah, this race, it's interesting as we know. The Il Lombardia, such great history with this race. I mean, one of my favorite riders, Jakob Fuglsang, winning it in 2020. Actually, the last time we had a different winner from Tadej Pogacar. But this group that we talked about, 12 riders, they still have 1 minute and 57 seconds. We've gone over 3 of the climbs so far. And remember that this race normally goes either from Bergamo to Como or Como to Bergamo. And yes, Pogacar has won every direction, so it doesn't really matter. But here, we have got we got Como to Bergamo. Bergamo, beautiful city in Italy. We've got 5 more cash-sized climbs coming up. The next one is 6.9% at 6.9 kilometers at 4.9%, so nothing too taxing. But then we get the next one, which is the very interesting one, and which is where we might see Tadej Pogacar attack, potentially. The Passo della Croqueta, and that is 11.7 kilometers at 5.8%, but it continues up after a bit of a descent to the Sabla Alta, which is 9.8 kilometers at 3.3%. But then we come down to the Passo di Ganda, and the Passo di Ganda 9.3% and 9.3 kilometers at 7.1%. So maybe he attacks here, maybe he attacks on the final climb, which is 1.3 kilometers at 7.4%. But yeah, Pogacar, the winner-elect for many people in this race. We have got Remco Evenepoel in here. We have got Tadej Pogacar. We have got a lot of interesting names in this late classic. So we will wait and see if anything happens. Great to have so many familiar names in the chat as well. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And this is surely going to be a very explosive affair when it finally kicks up. It's the final. I think this is our final World Tour stream. We might do some cyclocross if you guys are up for that. But for the time being, this is, yeah, it's a slow burn right now. We've got plenty more climbs to go. This season has been interesting. I mean, Pogacar has absolutely put his name all over this season. And yeah, we'll see if he does it here as well. Winning the Trevali Vaccine race midweek after it was cancelled last year. He promised organisers he was going to turn up this year, and he well and truly did. He didn't attack on a ascent, he attacked on a descent this time. So you never know what Pogacar will do these days. He's absolutely dominated this season, left to right, and yeah, we'll see what he does next year. The double world champion now, but I'm just trying to find out how many victories he has so far this year, because he had quite a few last year. So let's see how many he has in comparison. It's been a sensational year for him, obviously, again, and he's taken 19 victories this year. So he had 25 last year, crossing the threshold of the what are we saying? The 100 wins. I mean, his race days are a bit down as well. Only doing 50 race days. So yeah. Remember when they were doing it a lot better? Not better. What I mean, a lot longer. It was more of a vocation. It wasn't just. Yeah. What are we saying as well? Crocetta. Is that how we're saying it? Maybe I mispronounced again. If that was a crime, I would be serving a lifetime sentence by now. 124.4 kilometers, 1 minute and 54 seconds. Still for the breakaway, we're seeing the back end here. Lotto in here. And yeah, I'm interested to know if Premier Tech are actually in here, because obviously they were ousted from the Giro d'Emilia. But they have changed names since then, I believe. No, they're not here, I think. Maybe, yeah. They're not a World Tour team now, so, I mean, they don't get their official invite, their pro content team, until the calendar changes. So, yeah. But in terms of other riders, looking around the start line, we're just seeing the front of the race. In the break, Louis Varak is just coming to the front. The sole Soral Quickstep rider in there. Definitely going to be used as a satellite rider for Remco Evenepoel later. But in terms of riders and other teams, obviously UAE Team Emirates, Pogacar, Del Toro in there, Adam Yates, they've all won Italian one-day races so far. Pavel Sivakov has been very strong. You've got Lenny Martinez, very good in Giro d'Emilia. You've got, yeah, his teammate Bilbao is up in the break right now. Alfonso Uwalio, he's looked very good as well at the World Championships. He is in, well, we'll see what form he can bring to this. Tiberi, has he carried any form into this? But Uwalio, not the most promising results in the Giro d'Emilia and Trevali Vaccine. But Pidcock, I am quite interested to see if he can do something here. Never done Il Lombardia. Remember, it was last year. He was supposed to do Il Lombardia for the first time, and then he was stricken off the start list by Ineos Grenadiers, and that kind of started the start of the end in some respect of his stint at Ineos Grenadiers. Little Trek as well, bring a former podium finisher of Andrea Bajoli. But he didn't ride for Little Trek when he got that result. That was Soudal Quickstep, if I'm not mistaken. So, or second even. He didn't get third. He got second in 2023. And we also have Primož Roglic in here. He's been looking, yeah, I guess. Giro d'Emilia, 5th place, 13th in Trevali Vaccine. Yeah, mixed bag of results for him in terms of this year. Who else have we got? We got Remco Evenepoel, as we said. Jide Hindley's in here as well for Red Bull. So is Pelazari. So is Jan Tratnik. So is Alexander Vlasov. Red Bull really does have a embarrassment of, yeah. What are we saying as well? Carousel Vertigo. Is this a puncher's race or a climber's race? I mean, judging by the winners, you would say it's more a climber's race. It's not quite the Liège-Bastogne-Liège, but I mean, Tadej Pogacar has his name all over both of them. So I think this is more this was more seen as the GC riders race, and it's also kind of reflected by the start list. You also have Picnic Personnel with Oscar Onley in here. You've got Jacob Aula with Ben O'Connor. They've got Eddie Dunbar, Michael Matthews, who's in the break right now. Zana, I think he's going to be riding their final. This is his final race for them before he changes to Sodal Quickstep. Tour de Pro Cycling, Stora, Alaphilippe, Mark Hirschi. Mark Hirschi's been looking quite interesting. Second in Grand Piemonte to Isaac Del Toro, obviously. Scaroni in here as well. He's been looking very good. He was fourth in the European Championships. In Grand Piemonte, he was nowhere. He won the Giro di Romagna. And we still have 121.3 kilometers to go. They're just making their way down the descent of this climb, and then they get to the next climb. 5 more climbs left for the riders, and the pace seems sort of stagnant. You also have Uno X here. Uno X have, well, key rider, I would say, Andreas Leknesson, but are they going to be doing anything? Not too sure. Picanzoli, he's riding his final race as well for Polti Cometa before changing to Visma Lisa bike, so maybe he'll look to try and get a good result, leave on a high. But the Remco Evenepoel's team, Matteo Cantagno obviously leaving, Garfoli in there as well, Michael Landa, Junior Lecerf, Peter Siri, Louis Verake, as we said, in the breakaway. Tom Pidcock has Milan Vada in there. Gianluca Brambilla, that's probably the key riders. Movistar, Nairo Quintana, Aina Rubio, David Formolo could be maybe a good horse to back, but he didn't finish. Trevali Vaccines, not really had the best results this year. Ulrich Oroa is here, so more a sprinter. Not quite sure what he's going to do here. Ineos Grenadiers, 3 riders, as we said, in the breakaway. I mean, Egan Bernal is here as well. He would look to do something. He's been looking quite good. Grand Piemonte, 9th place, 4th in Giro d'Emilia. But Ineos are, as you would expect, taking control at the front of the race. They have the more riders in there. Let's see how far they're going to be able to keep into this. So, yeah, interesting for sure. But Il Lombardia is more than just Tadej Pogacar's 100% record. There's been so many electric additions. Vincenzo Nibali lighting this up a few times. Him and Thibaut Pinot had a bit of a mini rivalry for, was it 2 editions or something? And then, Joaquim Rodriguez, one of my favorite riders, winning this race twice. Gilbert winning this as well. Cunego. We also had Pablo Bettini. If you remember him. That's like the guy I remember when I was a kid being world champion. I think he was world champion twice. You've got De Luca as well winning here. You've got Jalabert winning in the past. Tony Rominger. Fun fact about him. Hope you all know who he is. He's born in Denmark, the Swiss rider. Bernard Hinault has won this. Sean Kelly has won this as well. Sean Kelly actually beat Mathieu van der Poel's dad to the title in 1985. I didn't actually know that. So that's quite interesting as well. But we'll see what happens here today. Are we going to see a victory from Tadej Pogacar? Many of you think that's in the poll. So, who knows really. But Tadej Pogacar definitely looks like the man to beat. He's had this ridiculous one-day record this year. Okay, he did not win the Canadian races, so you have to count them against him. But he certainly has won nearly everything but that. Sean Kelly on the podium of 1983 with Greg LeMond and Mathieu van der Poel's father there. That's quite an interesting podium. Let's see if I can get that podium. What a race that was. A sprint finish that in Lombardia. But for the time being, 117.7 kilometers, 1 minute and 45 seconds still to go here. And who is going to be winning the race? Where is Pogacar going to be winning this race from? Is that how we're saying it? Not quite sure, but the odds are definitely in his favor looking at the form he has in Italy. he could maybe do something on that penultimate climb. I think he is probably going to be attacking all out. But I mean, now you don't even know how he's going to attacking. Downhill, uphill, sideways. It could happen from anywhere. But we're seeing the chasing group as well. The speed is now, it looks like it's being dictated by Q36.5. Ben Healy also been looking very good as well. Third place finisher at the World Championships. Good form. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see if he can do something here. He's really taken a step up this year, and if he can continue that trajectory, I think he might be on more podiums next year in the one-day races. Very, very strong rider. Taking a stage win as well in the Tour, wearing the yellow jersey. Absolutely phenomenal. Did he take a stage win in the Tour? I think he did, didn't he? But Ben Healy, certainly someone to look forward to seeing if he's going to do something next year as well. Yeah, Tour de France stage win. His best result in Lombardia, that is a good question as well. Last year 49th, the year before 30th, so not the best record, but maybe he can improve that here. 116.3 kilometers, 1 minute and 39 seconds. It is starting to come down quite a bit now. Oh, not quite a bit, but chunks by chunks, and it looks like we have Pavel Sivakov at the front of this group, and the UAE team is just an embarrassment of talent here. Seems unfair to the other riders that you can feel the team like that. Maybe they get a 1, 2, 3 on the podium. I wouldn't put it past them with the level of riders that they had. Adam Yates in there as well. How is Remco Evenepoel going to do this as well? How is he going to try and fight off Tadej Pogacar? 1 minute and 42 seconds. It just came up a bit there as well. It just came up. So, yeah, it's what Carousel Vertigo said in the comments. At what point does Tadej Pogacar awaken the monster? We will see. But 90% of you believe it's going to be a Tadej Pogacar victory. So, yeah, I think that's probably one of the most one-sided polls we've had this year. We're seeing Luis Auloa. Is that how you say it? I need to practice that one. The Venezuelan. Obviously, Venezuela winning the Nobel Peace Prize as well. That is quite funny. Picnic poster now in there with Oscar Only. Tom Skoyens, the Latvian national champion. EF Education Easy Post. I mean, if Lidl Trek are going to do something, are they going to look towards Andrea Bajoli, or are they going to look towards Matthias Kelmose Jensen? There's no Juan Ayuso here either. No Juan Ayuso, if I'm not mistaken. So Juan Ayuso, who knows what he's going to be doing here. But yeah, they're starting the climb, this 5.9 kilometer climb at just under 5%. So we will see if this does any damage. We're getting Ghana coming to the front here. 84 going out the back here. 84, Lucas Hamilton. Has he just got a bike problem? I don't know who they're working for in the break. Victor Langalotti, Lucas Hamilton, and Ghana. So I would say it's Lucas Hamilton, but I could be wrong in that sense. 115 kilometers, they are on that climb. 1 minute and 43 seconds, just upping the advantage by a few seconds. And yeah, UAE members all over the front of this peloton, and it looks like they are just increasing, just turning the screw up a bit here. And they have managed to split the peloton. So there is a split of the peloton here. So UAE Emirates have cut it in half. Strange that. So some of the teams getting caught out by UAE Emirates, and now they have to do quite a bit of chasing to chase on now. And yeah, interesting that. I wonder which riders have been caught out in the wrong split here. But Bahrain, Red Bull riders, FDJ in there as well. We talked about FDJ having... No, we didn't actually. We talked about Lenny Martinez, their former rider. But Romain Gregoire, he looks like he might be their chief card here. It might be too hard for him. Guillaume Martin up there as well. Richard Carapaz as well with Ben Healy for EF Education Easy Post, along with Archie Ryan. So they could have... could be up for a top 10, I think. Or even a top 5 with Carapaz, depends how he's feeling. 11th in Giro d'Emilia, 3rd in the Tour of Luxembourg. So we'll see if that can do something, or if EF can get a result here. Carapaz's best result in Lombardia was an 8th place. He's not actually done that many monuments. This is only his 5th monument in his career. But 8th place is his best result. 114.3 kilometers and 1 minute and 34 seconds. We're just seeing Lewis Hamilton getting himself back into the break as well. So maybe that was just a bit of a bike problem there, bike issue. But yeah, no problem since then. So Lewis Hamilton, the Australian, getting himself back into it and potentially will be able to do something deeper into this. Are they thinking of support for potentially Egan Bernal? Is he going to try and do a long-ranged attack? Not sure. We'll see. But 113.9 kilometers still to go of the stage. Everything can happen still. And what you guys are saying, barring any incident, Pogacar should be the winner. Yeah, that is probably what's going to happen, considering his record in this race. 100% record since 2021 when he won there. And yeah, just absolutely dominating this race every single edition. He loves racing in Italy. He has a very good record in Italy. Right now, he's sitting in 5th wheel, just being flanked by one of his riders as well. But yeah, last year, winning after a 48-kilometer attack. The longest one was a winning move by Tony Rominger, who won with 113 kilometers by himself. So yeah, Tadej Pogacar has a bit of catching up to do if he's going to do that. He has to attack right now if he's going to do that. But yeah, my hair's all over the place. I need a haircut again. So yeah, Tadej Pogacar, if he's going to attack, he needs to attack now. Yeah, Pidcock warm-up race for Gravel Worlds. Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Pidcock is seemingly down for the Worlds, and he is on the start list here. So, he's in the race. He's not on the start list. He's in the race. So, not quite sure if he's going to make the trek all the way to the Netherlands and start tomorrow. If he does, that would be impressive. Imagine if he... How would that work? I remember there was one with Remco Evenepoel where he won... In 2020, he won the Benelux race, and then he lined up for the Liège-Bastogne-Liège the day after. But obviously, it's a bit closer, Belgium and wherever the Tour of the Benelux finished compared to the Netherlands and Lombardia. But I mean, he could do it. He could just jump on a plane and then boom, get there, rest on the plane, and then have a night's sleep in the Netherlands and then line up for the race. That could absolutely happen. If he does pull that off and wins the race tomorrow, that would be incredible. But we will wait and see. There's more races tomorrow as well. Paris Tours, 112.9 kilometers still to go of this race. 3.9 kilometers left of that 5th final climb. And 1 minute and 31 seconds for racing this year. He's been very in control of every race of the one-day races, apart from Canada. So, yeah, the Worlds was an absolute extraordinary one. And also the other one, an extraordinary one in the European Championships. Almost carbon copy of each other. And could be the same here, attacking 70 kilometers out or something like that. We will wait and see if that will happen. But for the time being, he's in firm control with his teammates. And yeah, UAE Team Emirates just having the stranglehold of the front of the peloton. Remco Evenepoel not doing anything with his team other than having that satellite rider up the road. So yeah, it's an interesting picture here. But we're still waiting for that more decisive part of the race. We're looking at that next climb. Could be something happening there with that double climb, as you can see. And then the climb after that, the Passo de Ganda, that I think we're going to see fireworks if we haven't seen it until then. But it's very much a grinding down process. They've got 3.1 kilometers left of this climb. The peloton still trailing by 1 minute and 27 seconds. And while we are in this stagnant position, we might as well deep dive into some more history about the race and who's also on the start list that we haven't talked about already. I mean, AG2R, we haven't talked about them, but they have actually got Paul Cesar in here. If Paul Cesar wins this, he would be the youngest ever rider to do that. I don't know if he can do that, but he looked very good at the at the European Championships. But this race is about 40 kilometers longer than that race, so that might have a bit of a factor whether he can be a feature towards the pointy end. But there will be an interesting battle between him and Del Toro for the next superstar, I think. Maybe. That's a battle that we're going to come to enjoy for many years to come, I think. But 111.5 kilometers, we're seeing a rider going out the back. That's Gal Guevara. He's going out of the break. The Slovenian from Alpecin de Koenig. The youngest rider, 20 years, 161 days, won it in 1905. So Giovanni Garbi. And in this century, the youngest winner we've had this century is Tadej Pogacar back in 2021, 23 years and 18 days. So Tadej Pogacar all over this. Gianni Bartoli, of course, winning this as well. Alfredo Binda, another legend of the sport, winning. Bernard Hinault, as we talked about, Saroni's won this as well. Plenty of good riders. But in terms of oldest rider, it's Ganato Belloni back in 1928. A bit older than Sean Kelly, who won it in 1991 at 35 years and 148 days. 2 days older than that of Jakob Fuglsang in 2020. So 11 kilometers still to go here of the stage. No, 111 kilometers, not 11. 111. We're seeing Quinn Simmons as well. He's in this group. I'm not sure we mentioned him in before, but Quinn Simmons been very strong. He looked very strong in the Trevally Vasine. It looked like he was the only rider who could claw back Tadej Pogacar, but then decided not to because he was like, hang on, why am I doing all the work? So he decided to sit up, but he is looking very strong. But in that group, as we said, we've got Bilbao, Ghana, Hamilton, Lucas, Victor Langalotti, Quinn Simmons, Walter Calzoni of Q36.5, Louis Verake, Michael Matthews, Björn Knott, Mattia Bice, one of the Bice brothers from Polti Cometa, and Bart Lemon. That's the 11 riders. Now Gal Guevara going at the back. Didn't Gal Guevara win the under-23 edition of this, or am I just completely pulling things out of nowhere? No, he finished third. Okay, third. Finished on the podium into last year, actually. And the winner of last year is actually here, Birk Roland of Groupama FDJ. So, yeah, the under-23 edition, I don't know if the conversion is that great. We can just double check. Past winners of the under-23 in Lombardia includes Junior Lesef. He's not won this yet. Alex Zegart as well. Andrea Bajoli winning it twice because someone got disqualified, and that was Ronbert Stannard. But he's finished on the podium, never won this. Jan Polanc, not won this. Giano Moscon, not won this. Fausto Masnada, not won this. So the correlation is not very good. Ciccone finishing on the podium as well. Pierre Latour finishing on the podium the year Moscon won. But 110 kilometers, 1 minute and 36 seconds for the peloton. So we'll wait and see if anything's going to happen here in terms of this climb. There's still 1 kilometer left of the climb. Lucas Hamilton in problems as well. Maybe this is a legit one and not what it seemed like. He was just taking it easy before. Well, not taking it easy. It looked like he had a bike issue or he was going back to the car. So, yeah. As Rhonda says as well, make sure to smash the like button as well, as that really helps. Yeah. So we'll wait and see what happens right now. But it's looking interesting here. Very interesting for the riders in the break. Can they do something? We will wait and see. Yeah, let me know with the sound as well. A few of you saying the sound. But yeah, 109.7 kilometers. Tadej Pogacar, is he going to be the one winning his 5th race in a row in terms of this edition? I don't think that's ever happened because there's only one man who's won it 5 times, and that's Fausto Coppi. So, yeah, Ghana, the pride of Italy, really pushing on. The biggest name in Italian cycling, I think, still. Maybe a bit reluctantly, he would have wanted a bit, maybe, well, he's probably fine with it, but I think the Italian public would have wanted Vincenzo Nibali or Mario Cipollini, etc. But yeah, that's not really the case right now. They are more secondary, tertiary GC riders. I mean, Tiberi was up there. I mean, Ciccone frantically trying to get a top 10. We have Pellizzari coming up. So the Italian next generation looks like it could be quite good. But we were talking about, well, Alfredo Binda won this 3 times in a row. So Tadej Pogacar has already demolished that. And we were talking about Fausto Coppi. He won it 4 years in a row. So there you have it. 4 years in a row. And then took a bit of a break. Well, not a break, but just didn't win it until 1954. Remember 1954? Great year. 109 kilometers to go. 1 minute and 42 seconds here. 1 minute and 42 seconds. That is not the biggest break, but it has been hovering around that for quite a while. Yeah, it's true. He would be the first one to win it 5 times in a row. So he would be the record of Fausto Coppi if he does. 108 kilometers, still very far from the interesting point. We're getting the dual climb, I would call it almost. And yeah, that should be potentially where we see the race really ripped up if it's allowed it. But plenty of strong riders in here, as we said. Isaac Del Toro, is he going to be able to ride for his own opportunities here? Maybe. Maybe Tadej Pogacar attacks and then Del Toro can just do what he wants. Not for a moment do I think he's going to be gifting this to anyone. Tadej Pogacar. He gifted the GP Montreal, but I don't think this is going anywhere. This is history. This is monument. This is everything he wants. So, yeah. A 5th victory in this would be impressive. I'm pretty sure he's going to win this. I think we all know that as well. But where's he going to attack? That's the big question. Where do we think he's going to attack from? Last year, 48 kilometers to go. We've seen him win in a sprint as well. He's won this in numerous different ways. But is it going to be on the Ganda that he's going to be doing it? We will wait and see. No Simon Yates here. There is Adam Yates, as we said. But how many UAE riders are going to finish inside the top 10? I think that's another question as well. They could get quite a few here. Jay Vine in here as well. Super strong rider. As we know, he's really been dependable for them a lot here. And Tadej Pogacar, obviously, one of his trusted lieutenants. And Jay Vine, absolutely one of the first riders you would sign if you were building a super team. But last year, in terms of UAE riders, Pavel Sivakov also finished in the top 10. He was 6th, so a good result for him. He's in this race. I think he's going to be sacrificed a bit earlier this year, so I don't think he's going to get his own opportunities. But yeah, I think there will be at least 2 other UAE riders in this top 10. 106.5 kilometers. I think Isaac Del Toro is going to be one of the riders finishing inside top 10. But yeah, 1 minute and 42 seconds here. Paul Césac, could he finish inside top 10? That would be very interesting, I think. We're seeing Galgavar getting brought back. Oh, is this Quinn Simmons trying to attack? Yeah, this is Quinn Simmons attacking. He's attacking the break now. So Quinn Simmons just putting in a bit of an acceleration here on the descent. Doing a good job just to lift the tempo a bit. And yeah, this is looking fairly good for him now. The American. Does he have a good record in this race? I'm not quite sure about that. Let's double check that. That's why I'm here. Obviously, the best American last year was Nilson Paulus. That was our best American. But is Quinn Simmons a good Lombardia rider? That is the question. He's only done 4 monuments, and this is his first Lombardia, so he's in a bit of unknown territory here. He hasn't done a monument since 2021. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Well, he's done Strade Bianche. Do we count that as a monument? Yeah. Now with the greater length, probably. But obviously, it's an unofficial monument, like Amstel Gold. 105 kilometers now. Quinn Simmons is just being dragged back by Ghana. He's probably the only man who has the power in this group to drag him back on this kind of terrain downhill. But Ineos Grenadiers, as we said, a lot of riders up here. and they're really trying to do something. What are they gonna do? That is the question. Are they gonna try and do anything? But Rafa Maika is also ending his career today, so that is a very sad ending. There's so many riders who have ended their careers this year. Christoph, Mikel Landa, yeah, so many riders getting that guard of honor, or the wheel guard that we have become very accustomed to seeing. And Il Lombardia, what a place for him to end his race as well. So yeah, but Quinn Simmons certainly is going to be one to look out for next year. I think very, very strong. Yeah, and Tom Pidcock crashing on. I missed that completely. Crashing on the descent as well. So yeah, did you guys see the crash? Was the crash bad? Crashing Pidcock and descending is not really something that we think of. So yeah, strange. But yeah, Il Lombardia is going to be a very, very interesting one this year. Is it going to be tied with Fausto Coppi? That record of 5 victories, we will wait and see. But for the time being, yeah, 103.4 kilometers. We're still on that descent. We're getting towards the start of the next. Oh my goodness, my hair is absolutely having a hair day, isn't it? But yeah, the next part is probably where we're going to see a bit of fireworks, a bit of intrigue. Is that where we're going to see something happening? Yeah, we will see. We will see. But for the time being, Pidcock and Sepp Kuss crashing today. We are, of course, going to do the recap race analysis later on. And I just had to tell Patrick that those 2 riders had crashed. I didn't realize Pidcock crashed. But Ghana here, he's brought back Quinn Simmons, looks around, the patron of this breakaway, and he will look to do something later on for his teammates. Great to have so many people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And yeah, Il Lombardia, it is starting to heat up. It's still the paint drying stage, but it's starting to heat up. We are starting to see minor tactical pawns being put in place, seeing riders just move around. And yeah, Quinn Simmons and Ghana just having a bit of a look at each other, just sizing each other up in a way. But Ghana, what will he be doing next year as well? Not winning the European Championships, obviously. He didn't win the World Championships because he didn't go there. So, yeah, we will see. We will see. He's looking very good, Ghana, for next year. But, I mean, Remco Evenepoel seems to be the time trialist of his generation. And I think we might see him beat the record of Tony Martin and Cancellara by the time he finishes. So Pidcock, will see what he can do. The hair's all over the place. I definitely need a haircut again. Maybe it's the mohawk time. But Il Lombardia, the oldest race one of the oldest races on the calendar. The old lady is Liège-Bastogne-Liège. This race, when's the first edition we had of Il Lombardia? I feel like I should know that. But many of these races so old. But we're coming near the 100-kilometer mark to go here. The break still being somewhat policed by Ineos Grenadiers. 1 minute and 54 seconds. So it has just increased a few more seconds as well. They are looking on to do something here, Ineos Grenadiers. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Ben Healy, he's just being interviewed as well. He's still not finished inside the top 10, so maybe that's the target for him here. But the first edition was in 1905, so that was the youngest, the winner as well of the race. 1905, so yeah, remember that year? No, no one does. So yeah, it's been quite a while since then, and what a incredible amount of additions that have happened since then. Yeah. We will wait and see if there's going to be a big surprise today. Not really, yeah. Pogacar's basically made this his own playground for the last 5 years, winning in all kinds of ways, be it from Como to Bergamo or Bergamo to Como. But before him, we have seen, as we said, Vincenzo Nibali winning, Dan Martin, the last Irish winner of this race, Sean Kelly winning this race as well, Cunego winning, Pablo Bentini winning this race. So many different names added to this history, and Tadej Pogacar just absolutely plastering his name all over the winning record here. Remco Evenepoel obviously finishing second last year, very emotional one for him. So yeah, I think that was quite a poetic moment because he almost lost his life in 2020. And yeah, getting a second place here is a good result. Ciccone finishing third. So the Italians, Little Treks Italians, will want to continue that record. I mean, Andrea Bajoli, when he did finish second, he was riding for Soudal Quickstep, but I mean, still a second place finisher. Third for Ciccone, as we said. Enric Mas, nowhere to be seen, but Mikael Landa finishing third in 2022. He's also here. Fausto Masnada is also on the line. He finished second in 2021. Bauke Mollema, I think he's on the start list. He's a former winner as well, back in 2019 in front of Alejandro Valverde, and Egan Bernal finishing third on that occasion. Who else are we kind of still looking at? I mean, Diego Rosa finished second in 2016, no longer a rider, when Esteban Chavez won the race. So Esteban Chavez, he's kind of gone, yeah, he's not even in the race, Esteban Chavez, but that win, one of his biggest wins of his career for sure. So yeah, 98 kilometers still to go, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. It's gone up for the peloton or the breakaway, and they really are looking to do something here. Potentially, are they going to be winning the race from the breakaway? I don't know. Cofidis, they're a team in dire need of World Tour points if they're going to escape the drop. I don't think they are going to be doing anything. But yeah, for the time being, 2 minutes and 7 seconds here. 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Yeah, Galgava, is that him towards the back end of the peloton right now? 2 minutes and 8 seconds. We're getting closer to that climb as well. That double climb where Bilbao, he could be quite a punchy one to say the least. He could be quite explosive if he gets here towards the finale, but we'll wait and see. Still 97 kilometers to go. They've done 3 hours and 20 minutes, and yeah, the lead was all the way up to 2 minutes and 21 seconds, so it's come down a bit since then, but still a fairly good advantage. You can't, yeah, in a monument you can't really expect too much. I think they are potentially going to keep it quite tight in this kind of rolling terrain. UAE team Emirates well and truly doing everything to keep this as tight as possible. But for the time being, it's looking very good for the riders in the break. They're keeping this up. We're seeing Esbjørn Helmos, I think, here, number 162. Very tall rider. See what he'll be doing next year. There's plenty of contracts running out at the end of this season, so I'm not quite sure where many riders are going to be, but I'm sure we're going to get those questions answered. I mean, there haven't been that many transferred announced. There have been several big ones, but there's plenty of riders not having a contract for next year, so surely they're going to be swept up or announced fairly quickly. But Ghana in that group, and he's looking to do everything he can to be as deep into this race as possible. Ghana, is this his first edition of this race? Filippo Ganna and Giro d'Emilia is not really two things we think about. He's, of course, I think he lives in Lucca, which, if I'm not mistaken, isn't too far away. This is, in fact, his second Il Lombardia. Finished 8th in the Ronde van Vlaanderen this year, 13th in Paris-Roubaix, second in Milan-San Remo, just missing out on the win on the sprint with Mathieu van der Poel. Obviously, that very, very elite group of those three riders. and his only Il Lombardia finish was in 2023, 117th. So still finishing the race though. So we'll see if Ghana keeps this up. But Quinn Simmons, never, what are we saying? Never not doing a monument since 2021. So interesting that. They're going through the feed zone here, 95.2 kilometers left. We got Ineos Grenadiers, as we said, still having the most numbers in that group. Bart Lemon, we'll see what he's thinking about. Is he just sitting in there and just wanting to hit out, being the lone leader at some point? But still 95 kilometers to go. That's a sizable ask for any riders who isn't an alien like Tadej Pogacar or Remco Evenepoel. Remco Evenepoel has done some very, very long attacks in the past as well. But we're getting towards the Tadej Pogacar attack zone. And yeah, still about 1.9 kilometers between the peloton and the breakaway. So bit of time to make up, bit of distance to make up, but they're doing everything to keep this as composed as possible, so tight as possible. But it is starting to come out now. 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Maybe they are just doing everything to push this on. But for the time being, it's looking very interesting for the peloton. They are keeping a very composed situation at the front, and are very strong and could potentially do something. But Lucas Hamilton, one of the riders who was up there, as we said, he is coming back now. He's coming back into the group, and will look to do something if he can. So they are doing everything in their power, Ineos Grenadiers, to keep this move alive for as long as possible. And 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Now I'm a bit perplexed what Ineos Grenadiers are thinking about. Is this for Ghana? Surely not. Is this for Langelotti? Surely not either. Is this just to have someone up there as a care package for Egan Bernal when it really starts to heat up? That is maybe my thinking here. We will wait and see. But UAE Team Emirates, they're really just keeping their tempo going here. Are they going to be able to keep... Well, I say the tempo going. The break are starting to take some more time now. It's up to 2 minutes and 30. This is the biggest advantage that they've enjoyed right now. But I mean, what do you do if you're some of these other teams? If you're not UAE Team Emirates, how do you play this as well? What are we saying? Can we agree to settle Scott? Can we agree to let Scott settle the Quinn Simmons debate? What's the Quinn Simmons debate? Quinn Simmons isn't helping his teammates since he's here and he's using up his legs. I mean, the only thing you can say with this is Little Trek don't have to do any of the work, but they wouldn't be doing any of the work. So, yeah, it's strange. I don't know. Maybe they'll ask him after the race what his plan was, but sometimes his plan has been a bit up and down, I would say, or backwards. Very strong rider. But UAE Team Emirates with the man who's finishing his pro career riding in second wheel of Rafa Maika. But Quinn Simmons, yeah, he's on the radio here. So are they going to do a long-ranged attack? Is something happening? Oh, no, he's got problems with the bike. That's it. So problems with the bike, nothing else. So, yeah, we will see. But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar is just enjoying a Coke in the race. A lot of laughter. Isaac Del Toro in there. Red Bull, Bora Hansgrohe are lining up behind. We haven't talked too much about them, but is Roglic going to be a feature? His final race for Visma Lease bike was a podium finish on Il Lombardia. But since then, yeah, not really achieving the big results in the one-day races. But we will wait and see. Yeah, we're seeing here that 12 days from this first win of the season, the Tour Down Under, January 2025, UAE Team Emirates have not gone more than 12 days without taking a win. So there you have it. 12 days. That's been the biggest gap since we've had our UAE win since the Tour Down Under. I wonder what 12 days was that. Was that the 12 days between the Dauphiné and the Tour maybe? we had the national championships as well. So I think they won, a few national championships. I mean, Rafa Maike, obviously. So, yeah, we will see. 91.3 kilometers. The kilometers are ticking down. We're just waiting for that exciting part, that next two-step climb, I would call almost, of the Corqueta, or however you guys said that I was supposed to pronounce it. 11.7 kilometers at 3.8%, a bit modest, and then 9.8 kilometers at 3.3%. So it's not the hardest climbs or two climbs back to back, but if they do go hard and do soften it up a bit, that will be quite interesting. 90.9 kilometers, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. They are starting to up the tempo a bit, the breakaway. And 2 minutes and 51 seconds now. So we had around 1 minute 57 seconds about 10 kilometers ago. So it's gone up quite a bit here. Is this about UAE not really wanting to do all the chasing themselves? So, 2 minutes and 53 seconds. It is starting to extend a bit, but I mean, 90 kilometers is nothing. We still have the strong break. We've talked about Quinn Simmons quite a lot. Quinn Simmons not really looking like he's going to be a factor in the pointy end of this race. His first monument, as we said, since 2021, but has ridden Strade Bianche in that time as well. But we could do that as well. There's a lot of talk about the sixth monument. Some people don't want Lombardia to be a monument anymore, but the five, they are well and truly, they are where they are. There is no change of that. The sport is very conservative, as we know, but that is not going to be changing. So we will wait and see what happens in terms of that. But I'll ask you guys, which monument do you think, while we have this bit of a lull, nothing really happening with the breakaway, we're 2.4 kilometers away from the start of the next climb. So we will see if something's going to happen here. But what should be the sixth monument? Let's put it like that. And you have to pick. We're not doing the Patrick where we're saying there's no sixth monument. We're saying you have to pick something. What else? San Sebastian Classic? I'm struggling. Is there another one? 89 kilometers still to go. 3 minutes now. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. They're 1.9 kilometers away from that attack. The Gravel World Championships is happening as well. We're all pondering whether we're going to see Remco Evenepoel at the start. But tomorrow, not in the women's, obviously. But for the time being, we are just waiting that next double footer climb. Are we going to see some interesting one? Are we going to put a none function? None. Yeah, okay, we'll put a none in as well so you guys can decide that. So 88.5 kilometers. The teams are starting to organize now because they know that this is an important point of the race. Q36.5, Ineos Grenadiers, UAE Team Emirates, Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe are looking quite interested in this, keeping themselves up towards the front. Who is going to win this battle for the peloton? Tour de Pro Cycling not far from the front either, but Q36.5 really just throwing their weight about. Sodal Quickstep on the left-hand side. Picnic Personnel, they want to try and achieve something here with their man of Oscar Onley. Yes, we could have put E3 in there as well. Good shout that. But 88 kilometers, 3 minutes and 8 seconds still. Are we going to see them lose? Yeah, let's see. Let's see by the time we get to the second climb of this two-part climb. Are we going to see this go down by a lot? So, yeah, we'll see. I think yes. Maybe it'll come down to 2 minutes, especially now with the peloton looking like it is a bit motivated, incentivized by this. So we will wait and see. But for the time being, it's looking very, very good for the breakaway to just hold out for a few more kilometers at least. Maybe they can even hold it all the way to the bottom of the Paso del Ganda. And if they could do that, that's a very good achievement there. But Ineos Grenadiers does have numbers here. They do have numbers. So despite having 3 riders up in the break earlier, they still look like they are in a good position here with Egan Bernal. So we're still not at 100 likes. So smash the like button if you haven't already. We're 600 people in the chat. Great to have you all here. And we're enjoying Lombardia, the final monument of the season. Plenty of things still happening after this race, obviously, but this is really just the end of the, not even the World Tour calendar, more the European calendar in terms of the World Tour races. Tour of Holland is a new race happening as well, Tour of Guangxi, and a number of other races as well still happening. The Japan Cup, things like that. The Chrono des Nations is also happening, and Paris Tour is tomorrow, so I'll actually be watching that in person, so that should be quite exciting. We're seeing a beautiful big hotel as well on the side of the road. Ghana is still at the front here of the breakaway, pushing on as much as possible. So maybe it is Victor Langelotti he's working for. The Coqueta, we're getting it here, averaging 6.2%. So Pro Cycling Stats a bit wrong. 11% maximum gradient, 11 kilometers long. Surely something is going to happen here, but mark that number, 3 minutes and 13 seconds. 3 minutes and 13 seconds. That is our point now. Are we going to see potentially that being cut in half, even by a third, even by 2/3? We will wait and see. But for the time being, 86.9 kilometers, 3 minutes and 14 seconds, 10.7 kilometers left for this front group. This could be an exciting one, if we're honest. From the peloton, if we see some of the teams really try and impose themselves on UAE, not wanting to give up, not wanting to let this go, not wanting to just hand it over. What strategy could you do to beat a Tadej Pogacar? I mean, I don't think there are many. Bad luck, hoping for bad luck, but as Max Verstappen says, hope isn't really a strategy. I mean, if you put satellite riders in the front group, you really have to get rid of him. That's the only way to do it. But he will be on you like hair on soap. So unless one of the breakaway riders is strong enough and holds it all the way to the finish, I don't see Tadej Pogacar not being in the pointy end. So, crash on the uphill on one of the slopes here. That was a strange one. Crash on the left-hand side of the peloton as they were coming around a very interesting hairpin. One of the Red Bull riders here. Who's this? We can't see them because of a sign. It looks like Roglic. It is a very Roglic way to crash. That's I'm looking at Roglic. I don't think it is Roglic. Who is this? Maybe it is Roglic. If this is Roglic, it's a very Roglic crash. We'll find out who this is. But, who is this? Oh, Jide Hindley. Jide Hindley crash. So there's been quite a few crashes in this race already. And, Jide Hindley just taking a bit of a tumble there. 3 minutes and 7 seconds, so it's come down a bit already. It's not Roglic. I just assumed that it was Roglic. The meme of The Simpsons where Marge shouts, Bart, and then it's not Bart. That's a bit like this one. But at the front, we're seeing UAE Team Emirates just taking up the charge. They've got Rafa Maika riding in second wheel. EF Education Easy Post up towards the front. Alaphilippe there as well. Another sharp hairpin here, that turns in on itself. So 180 degree hairpin there. Riders starting to just fall out the back as well. Walter Calzoni, the Q36.5 rider, he's struggling a bit now. And a few riders just struggling out the back. So, this is going to be a bit of painful experience for many of the breakaway riders on this climb. Bart Lemon starting to falter as well. So Bart Lemon, what is he going to be able to do here? It looks like not much. I think he is going to be the next one on this kind of drop seat that we normally see in the sport or in the races. So it looks like he's going to be the next one to go at the back. 85.5 kilometers, still 9.3 kilometers left of the stage. Yeah, this is Pavel Sivakov at the front, the man who finished in 6th place last year, now finding himself in domestique duties quite early on. So, yeah, quite frightening to see Isaac Del Toro not frightening. They weren't pushing that hard when they were smiling. Now they are going to be pushing. We're seeing the power now, so we don't normally see the power. So that's good to see. 85.2 kilometers, 3 minutes and 2 seconds. So it's come down quite incredibly here. Or not incredibly, but quite quickly. Let's just choose the right words as well. But it is Pavel Sivakov imposing himself at the front, and Tom Pidcock just appearing as well. We're just seeing EF Education Easy Post up towards the front as well. Lidl Trek up there. Roglic, I incorrectly assumed that Roglic did crash, but it wasn't him in fact. And right now we're just seeing the pace ever so slightly increased, 84.9 kilometers. Riders going out the back, and this is, who is this? Number 71 for Romain Gregoire is at the back. So the plan for UFDJ is not going to be Gregoire. They have last year's under-23 winner of Il Lombardia in here, of Pierre Roland. No relation to Pierre Roland, but 84.7 kilometers, 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Pavel Sivakov, Rafa Majka, Jay Vine, that's our top 3 riders right now in the peloton. They're on the 10% section. Pavel Sivakov will want to break down this breakaway lead as much as possible, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So it has come down. They are starting to hemorrhage time now. And this is what we were saying as well, that it's just not going to trouble them too much, this 3-minute lead. Great to have so many people around the world. Let us know where you're watching from as well with a flag. We do that every stream because it's quite funny to see all the flags flash up. But 7.9 kilometers left of this first part of this 2-part climb, and I'm sure Remco Evenepoel, the golden helmet, golden bike, tapped out in the European Championships a bit of a shame. Thought he had him. I thought, okay, let's go. Maybe not had him, that's a bit too excessive, but I thought it was going to be a very interesting battle, and then just nah. I would love to know the watts that was happening there. That's the watts we really would want to know, but obviously they're never ever going to tell us that. 2 minutes and 56 seconds, 7.7 kilometers still to go of this climb. We're seeing Bilbao still in that breakaway group. Ghana, Langalotti, Quinn Simmons, Calzoni still holding on. Louis Verake, the care package for Remco Evenepoel, and then you've got Michael Matthews, you've got Matthias Baies, Bart Lemon, and Bjorn Knott, I guess, care package for Oscar Onley. So yeah, Ghana, he's just riding tempo at the front, so he's really just trying to keep this up as long as possible. And Ghana is just trying to stay out here for as long as possible, because if he could get over these 2 climbs and then be there for Bernal over that would be very good if something happens in the GC group. So we'll wait and see if he can actually do that. But great to have so many people here in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. Smash the like button if you haven't already, and do subscribe to the channel, because we're getting ever closer to 60,000 subscribers. Plenty of good stuff coming out next week as well, so look out for that. But 83.5 kilometers still to go, 2 minutes and 57 seconds. And for the time being, it's looking good for the breakaways somewhat. 2 minutes and 58 seconds. It's kind of stagnated after losing around 25 seconds. Bart Lemon looking like he's struggling a bit at the back, pedaling a bit squares. But at the front of the peloton, we have still got UAE Team Emirates dictating the pace. When are they going to really start to put their stranglehold on this bunch? It's still a very big peloton right now. Doesn't look like the pace is too hard for the time being. Bart Lemon still doing the yo-yo on the back of this breakaway. Is this just a tactic? Who knows? I don't think so. I think this is struggling at the back. Bart Lemon Has he got a contract for next year? I mean, we've seen this Melissa Bike's signing policy this year has been a bit, different. But they also had a bit of different signings last year. Victor Campenaerts was a very good signing. He's very well this year. But Bart Lemon has got a contract till 2027. The Dutch rider, former soldier, as we always say, former human-powered health rider. But Ghana and Quinn Simmons at the front. Quinn Simmons looks like he's upping the tempo a bit now, getting to the front of the breakaway. So he wants to try and put some of the other riders in the break in a bit of a problems. 82.9 kilometers out, 6.7 kilometers. Tadej Pogacar still looking like he's just taking it fairly easy. Remco Evenepoel quite close to his back wheel. And for the time being, Rafa Majka, the man who is finishing his career at the end of today, is just really upping the tempo a bit. The man who's won so many races, so many different things, Tour of Poland winner, been up there in Grand Tours as well, taken the polka dot jersey twice, but 82.7 kilometers, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Bart Lemon just going out the back, not really able to do anything, but wants to just, the care package for Uiterbrooks just not really happening. Uiterbrooks in his final race for this Melissa bike on European soil before going to the Tour of Guangxi. We've got Ghana up here looking still very strong, putting the pacing on. Louis Varac is still looking strong as well in second wheel. Calzoni still in here, looking like he might be the next one to crack. Really looking like the hurt is on his face. 6.2 kilometers still left of this first part of the climb. That second part coming up as well. And that could be an interesting one. Are we going to see UAE Team Emirates push a bit more here? UAE Team Emirates just taking it fairly steady from UAE Team Emirates still. They're saying he's doing 320 watts, Rafa Majka. I mean, 320 watts is not unbelievable. I'm pretty sure most people in the chat could do that. But Quinn Simmons, he's just attacking off the front now. So Quinn Simmons attacking off the front. Don't know what you guys make of that, but he is attacking off the front. We will wait and see if that pays dividends here. It's quite a long way. If he can hold it, I'd be very impressed. Maybe he's thinking, if I can get over that top climb and then come down, then I only have the Gander climb left. I can hold off Tadej Pogacar on that, get up to the descent, and then go down and then win the race. Maybe that's what he's thinking about. But yeah, easy said, hard done. And I don't think it's going to happen. Sorry, Quinn Simmons. So I'm not quite sure what this is about. He's just burning up matches instead of staying with Ghana and the likes, just to conserve the energy, get over that climb, and then attack on the next part, on the next big climb, the Gander climb. Maybe that would be the better one. Great to have so many people around the world as well. Let us know where you're watching. Many of you all over the place. South Africa in the house, America, India, Scotland even. No Danes, Australia even. North Cyprus. So let us know where you're watching from. And in terms of our poll, most of you believe it should be Strade Bianche, who should be the 6th monument. And I mean, that would make sense because it's very different as well on the gravel and all that. But the breakaway is coming down to 4 riders now, chasing down Quinn Simmons. You've got Louis Varac in there. You've got Ghana. You've got Michael Matthews and Bilbao. Bilbao looks very good towards the back. So Bilbao looks very good. Maybe he could bring a surprise. The Basque rider, he's had a bit of a quiet season this year. Maybe he could do something here. Is that what he's thinking about? But still 81.6 kilometers out. 5.4 kilometers left of this first part of this climb, the Croqueta climb. And then we get to the next one as well. So the next part of the climb. So it is looking quite tasty right now. 14 seconds. Quinn Simmons has built up already. But I don't think. Okay, maybe that should be the poll. Is this a clever move by Quinn Simmons, attacking and not having any support? Yeah, I don't know. This seems a bit silly. Strange. Strange. Is Quinn Simmons' attack clever? Yes or no? Then you guys in the comments, I can see Quinn Simmons mentioned a lot. You can get your frustrations out in the poll. But Quinn Simmons, they're giving a comparison between Quinn Simmons and Isaac Del Toro. They're saying Quinn Simmons is doing 1,000. Oh no, his max watts today has been 1,160. His average watts is 340 watts. I mean, if that's for the whole race, that is quite incredible. But for the time being, he's really just upping the pace as much as possible. Yeah. Is he going to win this? Maybe. When's the last time we had an American winner? I'm not sure we had an American. Are we really going to play with this thought? Yeah, let's just go all the way out. 81 kilometers, that's of course where Tadej Pogacar attacked in 2024 in Strade Bianche. Maybe he's looking to do that here as well. Doesn't look like it. But Quinn Simmons, is he going to do something that Greg LeMond? Did Greg LeMond ever win this race? I don't think so. American winner. Sean Kelly, not American. Tom Simpson winning this. No American winner ever of this race. Greg LeMond has finished on the podium of this race, but that's about it in terms of American success. I say that, I mean, well, no, Denmark has won it back in 2020 with Jakob Fuglsang. So, yeah, not really a race, well, a race that hasn't been won by an Italian since 2017. So, quite a bit of a wait. They love to win their own races, but not sure that is going to happen here. 80.6 kilometers to go. 80.6 kilometers. $23 seconds. He's built up now on the chasing group. Quinn Simmons, 3 minutes and 8 seconds down to the peloton as well. And yeah, Quinn Simmons, his legs might feel like diamonds, so he could prove us all wrong and win this. But 80.5 kilometers, I just feel like he should have kept on for a bit longer, held it a bit more, and then boom, then done it. But I don't think, yeah, maybe it's just feeling like he has the legs, and or maybe not. Who knows? But for the time being, 80 kilometers to go, 25 seconds. He's built up 3 minutes and 9 seconds over the UAE Team Emirates led peloton. They've got 4.1 kilometers still left of this first part of the climb. Yeah, we will wait and see. But Tadej Pogacar up there, he's got Roglic on his wheel. Remco Evenepoel not far either. Remco riding his final monument for Soudal Quickstep. His final race, I think, in fact, as well for the team. So this is going to be quite an emotional one in the race where he almost died back in 2020. Finishing second place last year and being quite annoyed at finishing second, but behind Tadej Pogacar in recent recent races, second in the world, second in the European Championships. So yeah, it's becoming a bit of a habit of finishing second. But Quinn Simmons still pushing on. Has 3.8 kilometers left of this part of the climb. Not the hardest climb. That's maybe what he's thinking about. And the next climb as well is not a hard climb either. So maybe that's what they're thinking about right now. 25 seconds, 3 minutes and 12 seconds, 3.7 kilometers still left of this climb. And are we potentially going to see some big movements here in this race by any of these guys? We will wait and see from the back group. Red Bull, are they going to be a factor? Little Trek would want to try and do something with Skelmose and Andrea Bajoli. But yeah, I think this really does just fit Tadej Pogacar like a glove. That's when he's won 4 editions out of 400% record. I can't think of any rider who's had a 100% record in a monument 5 or 4 editions deep into it. It's very impressive. I think it's the most impressive record he has almost. Yeah. But 79.5 kilometers, 28 seconds, 3 minutes and 13 seconds for the peloton still to make up. So it's hovering around the 3 minute mark now. or more than the 3 minute mark. Could it drift into 4 minutes? Maybe. Potential is there, but I don't know if that would happen. We're seeing Jide Hindley as well, just struggling after his crash. I mean, still up there, but took a bit of quite a whack, to be honest. So we'll see what he can do deeper into this race. These riders are absolutely made of the hardest element in the world. But we'll see what he does deeper into this. 79.3 kilometers still, 3 kilometers left of the climb. 30 seconds now. Quinn Simmons has built up 30 seconds. Great to have 700 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Pavel Sivakov is still working at the front. He still has an embarrassment of riches in front of him, Tadej Pogacar. He's got Rafa Majka, he's got Jay Vine, he's got Isaac Del Toro, Adam Yates somewhere in there as well. So absolutely has an excruciating amount of talent just in front of him. And we will wait and see if they can do something about this. Are they going to be able to win this? I think it's theirs to lose. I think we're all kind of in agreement in that. But Pidcock obviously taking a tumble earlier. He will look to try and do something. And Remco Evenepoel would like to do something as well if he can. But great to have over 700 people in the chat. Smash the like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as well. But 78 kilometers still to go, 2.6 kilometers of that stage. They are just keeping their tempo quite high. The chains are tight right now in the peloton, as the tempo is quite tight. We're seeing some riders going out the back, drifting towards that drop section. And for the time being, 3 minutes and 12 seconds for Quinn Simmons, still enjoying a 31-second advantage over the chasing group of Bilbao, Ghana, Louis Verake, and Michael Matthews, who seem to be the strongest. So, we will wait and see. 31 seconds. 31 seconds. It's quite an advantage he's built up already. But Michael Matthews, what can he do in here? Friend of the channel, super nice guy in person. And he will look to try and rebounds after having a bit of health issues early in the year as well. There's no Jonas Vingegaard in this race. A bit of a shit. Well, probably not after that European Championships. Not the best form showing there. So I don't think we're going to see Jonas Vingegaard again this year. So, Quinn Simmons, the American national champion, doing his best here at the front. Just powering on. I mean, many of you mentioning Derek G as well. Where on earth is he going to be next year? That's the big question. No idea, absolutely. We'll wait and see. But 2 kilometers left for Quinn Simmons, the American national champion, riding for Little Trek. And putting himself out there. I think this could work. Who knows? Has he been practicing 80-kilometer attacks at home? This wouldn't be the longest win, as we said. We talked about it earlier. Tommy Rominger, 113-kilometer long attack. So that record's not going to be broken. We're seeing U18 Mermet still working at the front, but still Pavel Sivakov. So they've not dropped it off to Roman Gregoire. No, to Rafa Majka, the Polish veteran, 2-time winner of the polka dot jersey in the Tour de France. Was touted as a Giro d'Italia winner by Oleg Tinkov back in the day. But very, very strong rider. And for the time being, just doing his last ever pole for his team leader of Tadej Pogacar. Those two have shared many victories together. They have that incredible moment of Rafa Majka and him coming across the line together in the Tour of Slovenia a few years ago. Available here on the channel. And it's Alex Aramburu here. I mean, Cofidis, I'm not giving them any chances of doing anything in the relegation battle. 77.6 kilometers to go, 36 seconds, 3 minutes and 14 seconds for many of these riders as well. In that group, we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. Pavel Sivakov, is he gonna do something here? We're seeing the back end pass. Quinn Simmons is still working well at the front here. He's extending his lead up to almost 40 seconds. So how long can he keep this for? Is this a tactic? Did they think this was going to happen? Did he do a lot of work? Yeah, we will see. We'll see how many matches he's got left to burn, but 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Still very comfortable for UAE Emirates. We're coming around that hairpin. Is this the same hairpin that we saw? Surely not. Am I just confusing myself completely here? I think I am. A very similar hairpin to the one we had earlier. Obviously, this is the view. Bilbao just getting a feed, I think. Oh, no, he missed it. The second feed coming, I think. Second feed for Bilbao. Oh, no, he's going to miss it. Give him the musette. Give it. Oh, the bottle. He got the bottle. But, yeah, Bilbao in that chasing group with Ghana leading it on. There's no Vinca Langalotti in there, so who knows what that was for. But, yeah. Bilbao just getting a feed there. So, UAE Emirates, we're still waiting on them really to throw the hammer down on the rest of the field, but they haven't really done that. So the breakaway are still enjoying somewhat of a nice advantage here. I didn't think they were going to have this much of a lead. To be fair, in the preview, we were talking about that at this point, Tadej Pogacar might have attacked already. So not quite happening. No UAE riders out in front. But for the time being, 44 seconds for Quinn Simmons. It's extending ever more. So Quinn Simmons, many of you saying this is a clever move. So it's not completely one-sided poll. So that was quite interesting. I'm also interested what you guys think of Remco Evenepoel. Remco Evenepoel, where will he finish? First, second, maybe again, third or other. So a lot of teams, a lot of riders doing their final ever race for their respective teams. This would have been the last race for Tom Pidcock as well last year for Ineos Grenadiers, but that whole kerfuffle was completely crazy. But 76 kilometers still to go of the race, 45 seconds. It is extending more, 3 minutes and 17 seconds. So that gap is pretty stagnant. So that would imply that the four riders are going a bit backwards, the one being led by Ghana at this moment. So, yeah, anything can happen on today's stage. Great to have so many people in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from as well. For the time being, we're seeing UAE Emirates taking control of the front of the peloton. Bit of roadworks on the side of the road. Quite interesting that. Fenced off. Very narrow roads here for a lot of riders to go up. Pavel Sivakov pushing everything he can right now. Yeah. Is he going to be able to do it here? Tadej Pogacar, 5 in a row, never been done. Fausto Coppi and him are tied with 4 in a row. And he would be equaling the record of Fausto Coppi as well. So this would be absolutely incredible. 3 minutes and 20 seconds they have on the front group. But for the time being, 49 seconds down. 49 seconds down. The second breakaway, shall we say. So the four-man group chasing the single lone leader of Quinn Simmons. One of the best bearders in the peloton? I think yes. Is there a better bearder in the peloton? Simon Geschke, potentially. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Pavel Sivakov is just still at the front. 4 hours into the race now. 165 kilometers from the start. We've got less than 75 kilometers left of the stage. We're still here on that Croqueta climb. I think we have got Quinn Simmons off that climb now, so he's going to be venturing into the second part of this two-step climb in a way. It is 2 separate climbs, they are saying. Yeah. But for the time being, it's looking like quite a controlled situation right now for the peloton. Yeah, not quite. I didn't see the Pidcock crash, so if anyone did see the crash, let me know. I hope it wasn't that bad. What are we saying? After Pidcock had a crash, he was riding forward and backward, way over on the right side, taking wind with lots of separation from the peloton. Oof. I'm not sure. Is he still in the race? That's a good question. I should know that. I'll try and figure that out as well. He is on the start line apparently for the Gravel World Championships tomorrow in the Netherlands. Don't know if that's going to be happening. But we're seeing a very high up footbridge here. I wouldn't want to be there at all. Imagine the helicopters just going around. Maybe the wind would swing the bridge as well. But yeah, we are just seeing Quinn Simmons pulling away a bit. He's getting towards the start of the next climb. Next part of this climb, I would say, the Salba Alta. 500 meters away. 73.3 kilometers still to go. I think he's taking it fairly risky, not cautious, taking a few risks here on the descents. I'm not even sure if it is risk for these guys. I think they're just very fast, as we know. But for the time being, 54 seconds he's got of an advantage, 3 minutes and 19 seconds on the UAE Team Emirates peloton. He's just looking around, getting plaudits from the crowd as well. The American national champion, no American winner, as we said, in this very long history of the race. 120 years since we had the first one in 1905. But Quinn Simmons, can he do the impossible here? We will wait and see. For the time being, he is just accelerating hard. 9.5 kilometers at 3.5% this climb. Not the hardest, but quite long. So a bit of a time trialer's climb, I'd say, with only 3.5%. Probably a kind of climb that suits him better than the last one as well. Ghana just leading the second part of the breakaway into this as well. Ghana's, not really making any inroads into Quinn Simmons. 54 seconds is the gap now between these guys and Quinn Simmons. So, they need to do something if they're thinking about catching Quinn Simmons. But I'm not sure many of these riders have the energy or even if that is even their plan. Michael Matthews in there, Louis Verake. I think Louis Verake is just going to be... Louis Verake is going to be there as a care package for Remco Evenepoel a bit later. 3 minutes and 23 seconds, 9 kilometers left of this climb for Quinn Simmons. Bilbao still in there as well. Is he going to be a care package? Len Martinez, of course, in here as well, as we know. Tiberi, there's a lot of riders. So we'll wait and see. For the time being, Quinn Simmons still very much in control at the front, extending his advantage on both the chasing group and the peloton. 8.8 kilometers. We're waiting the arrival of this reduced peloton to the bottom of that climb. Is this where UAE are going to switch riders? We might see Rafa Majka. This is probably where you want Ghana or Tratnik, a fresh Ghana or Tratnik, to really hammer it home on this kind of gradient. So we'll wait and see. They're coming around the descents now. A very scary drop on one of those descents. Oof. Yeah, good that nobody crashed there, because that would have been a very spectacular fall. Not as bad as the Remco Evenepoel drop, but I mean, it certainly would have been a bit of a tumble on that one. But these are the best bike riders in the world. And nothing to worry about. 2 minutes and 30 seconds is their deficit to that second group with Ghana and Matthews in it. 8.5 kilometers for Quinn Simmons still. We love stats on this channel, of course. But right now it's looking fairly interesting right now. Fairly interesting for the riders. They are doing everything in their power to keep this tight, UAE, or not really. They're keeping it fairly pedestrian right now. They're not going all out. Pavel Sivakov has been at the front for quite a long time. And 53 seconds for Quinn Simmons, 3 minutes and 25 seconds. I think they have a very measured effort here, to say the least. Controlled effort. I'm not quite sure when they're really going to ramp this up. Do you think they have 3 minutes? Could they make that up? Could Pogacar make that up on the 9.3 kilometer climb? Yeah, probably. Probably. So we'll see. We will see. But hats off to Quinn Simmons for trying his luck here. This is definitely not for Skjelmose or Ciccone. Yeah, we've seen his questionable teammates' tactics in the past, but yeah, this one I think is actually quite a good way to have him in kind of a free role and put a bit of pressure on UAE from a different angle, and then still have Skjelmose and Bajoli and Ciccone. I think they still have Ciccone in here. Ciccone is not here, so apologies. Ciccone is not here. 6th in the World Championships road race, hasn't taken part in any of the autumn classics this year. So yeah, strange. Ciccone not here. 3rd place finisher last year behind Remco Evenepoel and Tadej Pogacar. So strange that. Very strange. But for the time being, Quinn Simmons pushing on, doing everything in his power to just do everything in his power. Great to have Anthony from North East Lincolnshire. Wonder if that's close to Lincoln. Very nice area. Yeah, Quinn Simmons looking around, getting another bottle. This is really the battle of carbs. In modern cycling. And we will wait and see. Are we going to see this happening? Are we going to see the win? You guys are saying we have problems with the audio. I'll double check that. Some of you are saying reloading works. So yeah, maybe reload if the audio doesn't work. Apologies for that. They're saying that the stream is on excellent. So yeah, 69.7 kilometers still to go. 6.3 kilometers left of this Sabal Alta climb. 3 minutes and 11 seconds to... let me just check if I've got the audio completely plugged in as well. But they're saying that we've got 6 kilometers left. 6 kilometers left of the climb. Pavel Sivakov just catching Calzoni and dragging him back. So another one from the break back in this. So yeah, as Music Wave is saying, Fausto Coppi's record is in serious threat today. I think so. Yeah, I'll have to listen to myself, which is terrible as well, to try and figure out this problem. Apologies for the dropout. 69 kilometers to go, 1 minute and 10 seconds, 3 minutes and 14 seconds for the peloton still to make up if they're going to be winning this. We'll wait and see if that is going to be a reality here. But for the time being, we're seeing riders going out the back, dropping like flies. I'm getting okay audio, so I don't know what's happened. I don't know what happened. So apologies for that, guys. 68.7 kilometers. Try and refresh it. I tried to refresh it and it kind of worked. 68.6 kilometers, 1 minute and 12 seconds for Quinn Simmons. He's extended it by a lot to the former breakaway. But we have got quite a lot of riders still in that peloton group. 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Rafa Majka still in the second part. Rafa Majka still in that second part of the chase of the peloton. Second position, that's what I was trying to say. 4.9 kilometers still left of this climb. This is the third final climb. And right now, what I was saying here, Gino Bartoli is the record holder for the podium finishes at Lombardia. 9 to Fausto Coppi's 8. So Fausto Coppi has 5 victories and 3 podium finishes, and Tadej Pogacar obviously has 4 podium finishes. I'm sure he's going to demolish this, unless Isaac Del Toro changes to different teams. So we will see. We will see. Who's going to be winning this race? That remains to be seen as well. And anything can happen here in the race. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new here as well. And let us know where you're watching from. Plenty of subscribers today. And yeah, there's going to be many videos coming up next week here on the channel about the season and of riders, etc. So be sure to look out for that. For the time being, UAE Mehmet still at the front here of the race. 1 minute and 14 seconds for Quinn Simmons, enjoying the advantage. And yeah, 3 minutes and 15 seconds down to the peloton. The peloton dropping the average a bit. We will wait and see. Update the Pro Cycling Stats order. I think it's updated. It's as far as we can. So, yeah, let me know where you're watching from as well. Great to have 800 people in the chat. Let me know who you think is going to win the race as well. There's so many people thinking that it could be a Tadej Pogacar win. An upset could be on the cards with Remco Evenepoel. Tom Pitcock crashing already. I think that might mean that he's not going to be winning. You have to be fully fit if you're going to win this. And there is a lot of riders wanting to get a podium here. Can they get a podium? A podium would be a big result for many riders in the Tadej Pogacar era, but who's going to be winning it remains to be seen. Yeah, 66.9 kilometers left. 66.9 kilometers left. 1 minute and 17 seconds. He's still got 3.4 kilometers left. Quinn Simmons at the front. He's pedaling very smoothly, so it doesn't really hint at him struggling right now. Is Quinn Simmons gonna win? Yeah, we could do that poll as well. Do you think Quinn Simmons is gonna win? Maybe not. Maybe. We can put him with Tadej Pogacar. Who will win? Who will win? Will it be Quinn Simmons? If he pulls this off, that will be one of the greatest performances by a rider under the radar. But I'm not seeing it. I'm definitely not seeing this. So we have options. So new poll with 66.4 kilometers still to go. Great to have so many people in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from as well, and smash that like button. Let's try and get to 200 likes. Yeah. Q36.5. Tom Pitcock probably isn't going to happen. Quinn Simmons, he's still leading that second group by over a minute, almost a minute and a half now. 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Ghana, the steam is just not there anymore. So, yeah, we will see. The last American to finish on the podium in Lombardia was the great Greg LeMond. So we'll see if that can be done. We don't know. We will wait and see. But for the time being, 65.9 kilometers, 1 minute and 18 seconds. He's just creeping up that advantage to the second group, but it is fairly stagnant to the peloton. 2.4 kilometers, then he's got that long descent, and then we get to the Passo di Ganda, and that one is where this race could be won and lost for sure. So that is going to be the interesting point, that very crucial point, the patience that we've been paying this race with nothing really happening. That is where we're going to hopefully see fireworks. I mean, if Tadej Pogacar wants to win this race, that is where he needs to do something, because 3 minutes and 14 seconds, yes, we can all say that he could definitely make it up, but it still is a fair bit of distance. 2.2 kilometers still left. Quinn Simmons is going to be descending like a demon, I think, on that descent to try and eke out as much time as possible. But for the time being, 65.5 kilometers, 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's increasing. It's increasing. Quinn Simmons still making inroads into that chasing group. That chasing group, I think the steam is done. I don't think they have anything left in this. But Quinn Simmons doing an absolutely inspirational ride, shall we say, to try and win his first ever monument. His first monument since 2021. And coming back in style here, coming back in absolute style to try and do something. So, yeah, looking fairly interesting, this move. It's with every kilometer, it's growing more interesting. But it's still far. It's not impossible, but it's improbable, I would say. Is this going to be a win for him? Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think many of us see it. We can see it in the poll as well. Reflects that. So, yeah. Who knows? Who knows, really? Quinn Simmons still looking fairly fresh. Not looking too bothered about this. And could maybe do something. Could even get a top 10 result. I think it might be done here. I think it might be done. If he gets caught, he's not holding on for top 10. Although we did see Del Toro working with Tadej Pogacar in the World Championships and still holding on. So never say never. Never say never. But for the time being, it's looking fairly interesting. With every climb conquered, this is looking more interesting, I would say. So, yeah, we will see. 64.9 kilometers still to go here of the race. Are we going to see a big movement here? Anyone's guess at this point. Anyone's guess. I would say, on the Ganda, I think that is where the race is going to be decided. I think we are going to see big fireworks by UAE Team Emirates. Maybe it will be like a 3-up attack with Isaac Del Toro, Adam Yates, and Tadej Pogacar really pushing on and putting everyone into the red. That could maybe be something that's happening. But we're almost 1,000 people in the chat. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let's get ready for the real nugget of this race. I think it is going to come very soon. Plenty of reasons to subscribe as well. Many things coming up. We got the recap of today's race on the Cycling Dane Extra channel, on the Cycling Dane podcast as well. So I hope you join us for that this evening. But 64.5 kilometers, 1 minute and 1.1 kilometer left for Quinn Simmons. And we're just seeing Ghana here. Ghana's starting to struggle. He's in the peloton. Is this Ghana? No, this is Arensman. This was Arensman. Obviously, both of them quite tall, but Arensman struggling now. Arensman going out the back here. So was he their card? I don't know. I think Bernal was their card. Is their card still. He's not out the back at all. So, yeah, right now, 64.3 kilometers. UAE Team Emirates, are they increasing the pace? Pavel Sivakov still at the front. We'll see. Arensman in problems here. Arensman in big problems. Plenty of riders. Plenty of riders struggling a lot. But Jayed Hindley crashing earlier. He's going out the back. Fair play to him for even being in here so long. But 600 meters left for Quinn Simmons up towards the front. Quinn Simmons, is he going to be pulling off one of the miracles of the season here? That is the big question. Many of you thinking no in the poll. But, I mean, we like to see daring attacks, don't we? We like to see the unpredictable happening. 15% of you are believing he could potentially win. The Salva Alta, he's almost at the top, 400 meters to go, taking his glasses off, putting them on, getting ready for that descent as well, taking a swig. He needs to make sure that he's fueled up completely here because this is going to be a very, very hard push on the descent, I think. I think this is where he could really eke out some time as well, do everything in his power to just push on and extend that advantage of 3 minutes and 10 seconds he has currently of the peloton. 1 minute and 40 seconds for that chasing group. Ghana is still in there. It wasn't Ghana earlier. I mistook Arrangement for Ghana. But we still have two other breakaway groups. We have 1 minute and 42 seconds down. Bilbao, Ghana, Louis Verraque, and Michael Matthews. Then behind them, we have Victor Langalotti. We've got Bjorn Knott. Ben Healy is in problems. The third place finisher of the World Championships is in problems. He is starting to crack now. Ben Healy is not in a good place. So, that is not a good place for him to be right now. We're seeing Quinn Simmons still looking very good. He's at the top of the climb now. So he's at that top of that third last climb of the race. Now he really needs to make use of that descent. Really build it up. We're on 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Can he build it up to 4 minutes? I don't think so, but maybe he can do something. If he can extend it, if he can hold 3 minutes into that Ganda climb, it's not like it's a guarantee, but it's certainly interesting then. It's certainly a possibility. But Ben Healy cracking, that was a big shame. Ben Healy cracking is, a big shame. But, we will wait and see. 62.6 kilometers still to go of the race. 1 minute and 53 seconds. He's built almost a 2 minute advantage over those guys. So pretty incredible to say the least. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to the peloton. But Ben Healy is suffering. Ben Healy is suffering. We still have Pavel Sivakov working at the front. Rafa Mike is still there as well. Isaac Del Toro just in front of Tadej Pogacar with Adam Yates, not far from the double world champion. This group really starting to slim down now. It's really starting to slim down. And for the time being, it's looking like it's not going to be a day for many of these favorites that we were contemplating. Even a top 10 is disappearing for many riders, feeling the hurt. That second group still being marched on by Pavel Sivakov. But Filippo Ganna just not able to do much here. He's not able to do much right now. Trying to push on as much as possible. Is he going to be able to do it? We will wait and see. But for the time being, it's looking quite different right now. But Pavel Sivakov is still pushing on at the front. 3 minutes and 7 seconds, 61.3 kilometers still to go. And who is going to be the top rider for EF Education Easy Post? I think it might be Richard Carapaz. He's been looking quite strong. Gio d'Emilia, he was up there with the favorites, but had to settle for 11th place. Tadej Pogacar still in there. He's got 4 riders in front of him and 1 behind him. Another rider starting to struggle here. Who's this? Picnic Personnel riders towards the back right now. A lot of riders. You can just see the pace at the back end of the peloton. Really starting to feel this. Really starting to feel this now. Picnic Personnel as a World Tour team with most distance in time. Too much reading. But for the time being, they are looking very, they're pulling this out a lot. Like the pace is really on now. But 60.3 kilometers to go. We'll wait and see. But for the time being, 60 kilometers. Are we going to see this gap coming under 2 minutes before we get to the start of the Gander climb? We've got 3 minutes and 1 second now, so they pulled back about 7 seconds. People are saying that you believe in Quinn Simmons in the chat. Quinn Simmons, is he going to be our unlikely winner today? I mean, what a way to end the streak of Tadej Pogacar if this was the way. But 75% of you believe it is going to be a Tadej Pogacar victory. And that means he would be having the all-time record joint with Fausto Coppi and being the first rider in history to win 5 on the bounce, beating that record of Fausto Coppi. 59.3 kilometers, 2 minutes and 3 seconds, 3 minutes still to go. Quinn Simmons pushing on as much as possible. And right now it's looking very interesting in terms of the race. Are we going to see this? Quinn Simmons, 59 kilometers to go. It's a long way. It's a long way, especially when you've been there in the break for almost by the... Well, actually, he was there from the gun. He was there from kilometer 0 in the break. One of the first animators of the race. So we will see. But for the time being, it's still UAE Team Emirates in control of this race situation. I'm sure we're going to see them doing... what they can to try and prevent this win happening. But great to have so many people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And we are going to see some big movements, I would predict, in this. Quinn Simmons and Ghana did talk earlier. Yeah. He is on this descent. 57 or... Yeah. We will see. But Quinn Simmons doing everything to try and extend this advantage. He was on the team radio as well. He needs to keep carved up here, as much energy as possible to do something. But Visma Lisa Bike, not sure they're going to be doing anything really today. They have Brooks in there. They had the crash with Sepp Kuss as well. Ben Toller has been looking fairly good as well in these one-day Italian races. 6th in Giro d'Emilia. 11th in Trevally. But right now we're seeing Quinn Simmons absolutely send it down this descent. Taking, I don't know how hard he's going. How much is he pushing himself right now? Not quite sure. But for the time being, 57.4 kilometers for him left. If he's going to do something historical, be the first ever American to do this. We're seeing the breakaway, the chasing group behind, slow-mo. So does that mean someone messed it up? Ghana just messed up the line a bit there. So losing a bit of a distance there, unfortunately. But we're almost 1,000 people in the chat. Great to have you all here. And let me know where you're watching from as well. And do smash the subscribe button as well, because we've got plenty of things coming up on the channel next week. But for the time being, 57 kilometers to go. 57 kilometers to go. But 56 kilometers, still a long way. We're getting into that 48 kilometer zone where Tadej Pogacar attacked last year. Of course, it was different. It was not Como to Bergamo, it was Bergamo to Como. They switch it up, which I think is quite a funny little feature as well of a monument race. But yeah, 56.4 kilometers, still quite a sizable way of this monument. And UAT Mermaids still holding their powder fairly dry right now. Great to have so many familiar names in the chat. DB Cooper, Carousel Vertigo, Ronda as well, and Space was somewhere in there as well. Plenty of you have been in and out, even in the Tour de France, even in the Giro. I basically skipped the Vuelta. Sorry, guys. But yeah, we're back, and maybe we'll do some cyclocross. Who knows? I'm not sure if there's much appetite for cyclocross streaming. We'll see. 55.8 kilometers, 2 minutes and 2 seconds, 3 minutes and 2 seconds for the peloton, 2 minutes and 2 seconds for that Ghana group. Matthews in there as well. But now the pace is starting to increase for the peloton in this descent. Tadej Pogacar, phenomenal descender, as we know. But are they going to be able to cut a bit of that time on Quinn Simmons here? The Ganda climb is the next one that we're looking out for as well. Are we going to see them do anything on this climb? The Ganda climb, is that where Tadej Pogacar absolutely lights it up completely? Yeah, we will see. We will see that Ganda climb coming up very shortly. Let's get you the exact moment of when it comes. The Ganda climb is coming in, well, they say 23.3 kilometers, but that's the top of it, I would assume. So it's in about 13 kilometers time we're going to see the Ganda climb. And that is going to be an impressive moment, to say the least. Head-to-head with Tadej Pogacar and Quinn Simmons, it's 18-0. Courtesy of Pro Cycling Stats. Quite a one-sided one, to say the least. So, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens there. But, yeah, I just realized that, as you guys were saying, that Pro Cycling Stats is a bit stuck on the screen. So I'll try and change that as well. 54.45 kilometers. He's still enjoying this downhill now. Are we going to see anything happening? We will wait and see in terms of him extending it. I mean, it's around 3 minutes now, so he's already lost around 7 seconds or more, actually. So, yeah. It's an interesting one nonetheless for, yeah, there we go. It should be up to date now. So apologies for that, guys. It's up to date now. Great to have so many people in the chat. Great to have so many people subscribing today as well. And great to have so many cycling fans around the world. We're all united by our love of cycling, obviously. But the final one-day race, World Tour, the final monument. We've got Tour of Guangxi. That's a World Tour race. But for the time being, Quinn Simmons is leading it. The American national champion, bidding to be the first American to win this. Trek has been very good, well, was very good last year, finishing second there, or third with Ciccone. But getting a win here would be absolutely unbelievable if they could do that. Quinn Simmons enjoying himself at the front of the race, down these beautiful descents in Lombardia. Is he going to be able to do anything? That is the big question. He's taking a lot of feed as well. But the next test, 9.3 kilometers at 7.1%, the Passo di Ganda. Very, very interesting climb for the riders, and it could be a quite savage one, to say the least. This climb has been in the Giro d'Italia back in 2011 on stage 18. So that was quite a while ago, but it is a fairly common feature every 2 years for this race. 2011, the winner was Eros Kopecky. So yeah, that was quite a while ago. So UAE Team Emirates, they are working at the front. They were Lamprey back then. Remember Lamprey? A team that hardly could win any races most of the time, but now they're this all-conquering force of UAE Team Emirates. That influx of Middle Eastern money really just changed the team completely. 52.5 kilometers, 2 minutes and 6 seconds for him still. And we got 2 minutes and 59 seconds to the peloton. They're still relying on Pavel Sivakov to keep this up, so it's looking very good here for UAE Team Emirates. They've got plenty of riders keeping the pounder dry. Yeah, we will wait and see. So is this gonna happen? We'll wait and see. For Quinn Simmons, is it just going to be another UAE Team Emirates victory with the man of Tadej Pogacar? Is he going to gift this to Rafa Majka, his final ever one? That would be absolutely historic, but I don't know if that's going to be happening. So a lot of things can happen still on the race. Great to have James as well. Plenty of riders, plenty of familiar names here. We're getting towards the 2 final climbs of the monument season. We've had quite an interesting monument. Every single monument has been occupied by Tadej Pogacar. He's been an instigator in Milan-San Remo, Tour of Flanders, Paris-Roubaix, Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and now here, and even Strade Bianche, if you want to include that, and even Amstel Gold. So yeah, but is he going to win this race? Many of you do think that in the chat. So anything can happen still on the race. Quinn Simmons, he's coming into the last 50 kilometers of this monument, and potentially he could do something. Potentially he can hold it out. Believe, do we believe? 13% of you believe. 6% say someone else will win, and 4% think Remco Evenepoel can win his final ever monument for Soudal Quickstep. 2 minutes and 57 seconds. It's not the biggest advantage, but he has managed to keep it fairly stagnant over the last many kilometers here. So he's doing a very, very good job here, Quinn Simmons, to keep this up, to really keep this up. And thank you IceMac as well for a kind donation, or the super chat I think it's called. But for the time being, we're seeing Bergamo, beautiful city. I would advocate going everywhere in Italy almost, but Bergamo have been there. Absolutely beautiful place. And yeah, wow, absolutely stunning area. I think it was 2023 I was there. And yeah, Bergamo, stunning place. Absolutely would advocate going there every single time. Has kind of an old village at the top, and then has the normal city at the bottom, so there's a lot of pretty buildings. But for the time being, Quinn Simmons wants to be the first one to see Bergamo, doing everything in his power to push it on. So yeah, is the American national champion going to be able to do this? I mean, Quinn Simmons, he's not quite a serial winner in this in the World Tour. He's a very aggressive rider. We've seen him attack a multitude of times. He's taken 7 victories in his career so far. His last victory coming in the Tour de Suisse this year. And he also won the national championships this year, along with a win in the Vuelta a Catalunya. But not actually his most winning season. And good conversion rate in World Tour races this year. I mean, he was there in Strade Bianche, didn't finished 8th in there for the Drôme Classic. He won that stage in the Tour de Suisse from a breakaway as well. Went to the Tour de France, finished 2nd on the stage where Ben Healy won, so very close to the victory there. 9th in the Toulouse stage as well, and after the Tour de France, not quite having it his own way, but did finish 3rd in the GP Montreal behind Brendan McNulty and Tadej Pogacar. So yeah, good season, very good season. I would say this is his best season. And Pro Cycling Stats thinks the same in terms of their points. 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Rafa Majka just looking around. Pavel Sivakov still at the front. 47.8 kilometers. We're getting ever closer to the bottom of the Paso de Ganda. And that is where we're going to see some interesting things happening. Plenty of riders being dislodged by that front group. So they're just trying to get themselves back here. Great to have 1,000 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. And do hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. And you'll see your name flash up as a zombie for some reason. Not quite sure why it's a zombie. But it's looking very, very good here for the peloton, I would say. I think the peloton are going to get this back. 2 minutes and 51 seconds and only relying on Sivakov with that climb coming up. I think it is going to be his win, Tadej Pogacar. We all think that, let's be honest. But for the time being, we still have Quinn Simmons and that four-man group out towards the front as well. So, yeah, it could be a tasty little finish here. We're getting towards that Paso de Ganda. That is the incredible part. And who's gonna blink first out of the big favorites? I think everyone's just relying on Tadej Pogacar to attack first. I think that is going to be the first move. I think UAE Merriman's absolutely going to drill into the Paso de Ganda. So we will see. If you haven't already as well, smash the like button and do subscribe to the channel. We're over 1,000 people in the chat, so great to have you all here. But right now, it's still Pavel Sivakov, the Franco-Russian, doing his best and pushing on as much as possible here. We've got about 6.4 kilometers until we get to the start. So this is a very interesting finish. We still have Quinn Simmons. The only red hair I can think about who's due. Andreas Leknesund. Yeah, he's a red hair as well. So, yeah. Is that Nordic genes? Is that Celtic genes? Who knows? 46 kilometers, 2 minutes and 4 seconds. He's still got an advantage over that second breakaway group. They're getting ever closer to being swept up by the peloton, who are only 46 seconds behind them at this point. So the peloton, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Pavel Sivakov taking out another chunk from his lead. How much time would he need to survive the Ganda climb? 4 minutes? 5 minutes? Are we going to say the 1 kilometer for a minute? We're seeing Ben Healy here struggling out towards the back. But yeah, I think Pogacar is absolutely going to light this climb up shortly. So we're going to see some absolute explosions happening in that bunch very shortly. So hang on to your... Yeah, I mean, if you're in that peloton, you'll have to take as many gels as possible and absolutely hang on for dear life when UAE Merriman's really just cranks the pressure up even more. So we will see. But for Ben Healy, he's 4 minutes and 24 seconds down. He's almost 2 minutes down on the peloton. So I don't think he's going to be doing anything. The man who finished third place in the World Championships, not the best record for him in the Lombardia. But for the time being, yeah, they're going to have to rely on Richard Carapaz or someone else. Louis Verake is still in that second chasing group, or the first chasing group, with Michael Matthews up there as well. Ghana in there. And Bilbao. These four riders, quite shocked that none of them followed the move of Quinn Simmons. But right now, it doesn't look like they're going to go anywhere. I think they're going to be swept up very quickly by the charging peloton. But the start of the Paso de Ganda is in 3.7 kilometers, so the kilometers are very much thinking down to very fun part of this stage, or this monument. It's not a stage. It's not the Tour of Lombardia. I mean, I would watch that race. I think many people would. Lombardia is such a beautiful part of the world, I would say. But for the time being, we're just seeing Ghana in there, trying everything to limit this, but they can't even see Quinn Simmons anymore. He's absolutely up the road, gone by himself. Nobody's catching him. for the time being until they get to the Paso de Ganda. Then I think the picture might be flipping a bit, and most of you do think that in the chat as well. But for the time being, 43.6 kilometers, we're 3 kilometers away from the start of the Paso de Ganda, and that climb is absolutely gonna do something here. Will Quinn Simmons be first up the Paso de Ganda? I think I would say no. I would say no. So is he going to be the first rider up the Paso de Ganda? Probably not. I think the winner could be the first rider up the Paso de Ganda, Tadej Pogacar. But 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Quinn Simmons just getting more of this special drink. I mean, what would you be loading up on to stay away? Ultra Red Bull, purest Red Bull form to try and stay away. You need as much energy as possible to stay away right now. He could have stayed out there or in that break for a few more kilometers, 10 kilometers, and then attacked, but didn't want to do that. Maybe the pace was just not fast enough for him. And yeah, we will see. But for the time being, Quinn Simmons still out in front, still trying his best to try and get the first American win and his first monument win as well, his first podium in a monument as well. But it's looking like a big ask here. 2 minutes and 41 seconds. It's a long way here. A long way. Not impossible, but that Ganda climb is certainly a long one. 9.7 kilometers, as we said. 7.1% average. Not the most favorable gradients in terms of someone who's not really a pure climber. Matthews, Ghana, Bilbao, Louis Verake, they're still doing rotations. They're still not giving up completely. They're only 30 seconds ahead of the peloton, and you can actually see the peloton in the long shot as well. We will wait and see. Bilbao, Ghana, Verake, Matthews. Yeah, not the favorites group, I would say, at all, but we will see. What are their roles? Is Bilbao here for a satellite rider or just a helper rider for Lenny Martinez deeper into the race? Louis Verake the same. Michael Matthews, same for Ben O'Connor. And Ghana potentially for Egan Bernal. But we're still seeing Pavel Sivakov really put the hurt on here. Absolutely terrific riding by him. He's such a strong rider and absolutely showing himself at the front and could really just be maxing this out as much as possible. I think he's coming close to his turn being done. But for the time being, he's doing a good job. Rafa Micah sitting behind him, as we said, his last ever race as a pro, but doing a very good job at the front. And what can he do? That is the big question. Are we going to see a big move by him? Is he going to finish off his incredible career with a top result here in the Il Lombardia? Micah and Il Lombardia is not two names that I can remember fitting too well. He's actually been at Il Lombardia 14 times. 14 times. His best result was a third place in 2013. So he has been on the podium of this race. 7th in 2018 as well. So yeah, he has a bit of history with this race in terms of doing very well. 40.5 kilometers still to go of the race. Yeah, are we going to see him getting reeled it in by the next UAE rider coming to the front? 2 minutes and 34 seconds. He is on the climb. That very hard climb, as we said, 9.7 kilometers, 7.1%. Now we got, Soudal Quickstep coming to the front now. So Soudal Quickstep tired of the pace being put on. So they're really ramping it up now. So really setting a change of pace now. Remco Evenepoel, is he thinking about doing an attack first? Best form of a defense is attack. Is he going to be doing that here? We'll wait and see. But it is Matteo Cattaneo, his last turn for Soudal Quickstep as well. He is going to be leaving the race at the team at the end of the year. But yeah, what can he do? We'll wait and see. But for the time being, it's looking very interesting right now. 40.2 kilometers still to go here of the stage. And Scoinge up there towards the front. Little Trek really doing a good job to position themselves really well. Yeah, this Louis Verake and Michael Matthews have managed to get rid of Ghana and Bilbao. So these two riders just pushing on a bit as well. They don't want to. They just didn't want to. Yeah, just pushing on a bit. Just pushing on a bit here. Didn't want to leave it all up and get caught. So we'll wait and see. But for the time being, 40 kilometers still to go for the riders. Are we going to see something happening? That is the big question right now. Are we going to see a big acceleration by UAE Team Emirates? Or is it going to be Soudal Quickstep really just putting everything on the line here? For the time being, 39.8 kilometers still to go of the stage. Yeah, this is looking interesting now. This is what we said. This is what's going to be the point where the race is won and lost. Are they going to be able to reel him back? That is the big question. But for the time being, 39.7 kilometers still to go here of the race. Who is going to blink first? That is the big question. Are we going to see them do something here? Who is going to be doing it? We're seeing... Is this Matthews being brought back? I think Matthews is being brought back now. No, this doesn't look like Matthews. But Sivakov out the back now. Sivakov out the back. What is he going to be able to do here? Now it is Rafa Majka. Rafa Majka is up towards the front now. Rafa Majka, what will he be able to do? Pushing on a bit. Doing his best to keep this up. Rafa Majka, is he going to be able to push even more here? How much has he got left? This is the last ever push we're going to see for a teammate from Rafa Majka. This is legendary stuff we're seeing right now. And yeah, this is looking interesting right now. Rafa Majka doing his last service for Tadej Pogacar in any racing form. And he really needs to step it up because there's 2 minutes and 14 seconds. He needs to catch. And the Paso de Gavenda, Quinn Simmons has 8 kilometers left of this climb. So the American still is in the lead here. So he's doing everything in his power to stay up the front. Get as far up the road as possible if he can. But for the time being, it's looking fairly interesting now. For him. But are we going to see him do a big turn? And then we're going to see accelerations coming up. We're seeing some riders struggling towards the back here. This is Nicolas Prudhomme, I think, is struggling a bit. Rafa Majka slicing down a mountain group or a peloton for the last time on a mountain in his career. This is going to be emotional stuff for him. Doing everything in his power to squash this lead from Quinn Simmons. 2 minutes and 10 seconds now. There is no second group. This is the second group on the road. So what is he going to be able to do? How much is he going to be able to take chunks out of this front group? We will wait and see. But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar is looking very composed, very at ease. This is a position he's very used to as well. He knows what this is about. He is absolutely in his own moment here. He knows what he's doing and potentially could just accelerate a bit harder and something could transpire, but we'll wait and see. For the time being, 38.5 kilometers, 7.4 kilometers left of the stage of the race, of the final monument of 2025. It's going to be the bookend. The next monument we're going to see is in March in Milan San Remo. But right now we're seeing Rafa Majka just trying his best to accelerate as hard as possible, any watts he's got left in the tank, and doing everything in his power to keep this pressure on. But is he going to be able to lift the tempo even more? That is the big question. For the time being, we're seeing Tadej Pogacar riding third wheel, Remco Evenepoel fifth wheel. So there is a UAE rider in between them. I think it's Isaac Del Toro, the Mexican. 38.3 kilometers, 2 minutes and 5 seconds still to go here of the race. Are we going to see an acceleration by Tadej Pogacar on this climb? 7 kilometers left for our man of Quinn Simmons. Quinn Simmons. Oh, there we go. Rafa Majka done. And he just gets waved by Tadej Pogacar. Jay Vine now is lifting the pace now. 2 minutes is the deficit. Jay Vine knows how it is to lift a pace, and it looks like he's going to be doing it right. Again, he's going to be lifting that pace again now. How hard is he going to be lifting this pace? That is the big question. But Jay Vine has got Tadej Pogacar behind him, Isaac Del Toro, and then we have got Remco Evenepoel, the first non-UAE rider. Bora have completely vanished from the front of the race. And we've got Tom Pidcock still up here despite his crash. Egan Bernal is in this group as well. Outerbrook, plenty of riders just getting sliced off this back after this increased acceleration by Jay Vine. Jay Vine has absolutely just opened up the watts here. Mikael Landa going off the back now as well. He looks like he's done. So Remco Evenepoel looks like he's isolated. And that gap being done by Landa has absolutely just forced some of the other riders to just scramble for the wheels. Jay Vine, absolutely phenomenal rider, as we said. 2 stage wins in the Vuelta a España. Polka dot jersey winner as well. Absolutely one of the best domestiques you would sign for in the mountains. And Jay Vine, absolutely born in the mountains. The Australian really ripping up the roads. He's already taken out 12 seconds for Quinn Simmons of his advantage. And this group has been slimmed down to only 6 riders on his wheel now. I think we've got Paul Zezaks in here. Paul Zezaks is in here. So, yeah, Jay Vine has got Pogacar on his wheel, got Del Toro. Paul Zezaks in there. Roglic is still in there, but he's struggling a bit as well. This is an interesting selection being made right now. This is the winning move. 1 minute and 42 seconds. They have to hunt down still. Quinn Simmons has everything to play for. Not sure how many Lidl Trek riders will be able to make it up here. But I think we got Michael Stora in here. Michael Stora, very, very select group right now. Very select group on the road. And this is damage being done by Jay Vine. Absolutely scintillating stuff by the Australian. He's such a valuable asset for U18 Emirates for Tadej Pogacar. And ripping it up right now. Tadej Pogacar with Del Toro on his wheel. Paul Zezaks looks like he's going to be the next rider to drop. Roglic dropped as well. Remco Evenepoel up there. Michael Stora, is he still in this group? No, he's Alaphilippe gone. Egan Bernal gone as well. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely what's on show. These are the watts we want to see. What watts was Jay Vine doing to get that elite selection? What an incredible moment for the race here. That is what we wanted to see. 1 minute and 27 seconds. This is absolutely being sliced completely by U18 Emirates. They're carving out this race with like it's a warm knife into butter. They've got not many riders left, and we could potentially get Del Toro with Tadej Pogacar on this podium. It's not out of the realms possibility. Tadej Pogacar on the wheel of Jay Vine. He's looking to equal the record of none other than Fausto Coppi, the great man, for the most wins in this race, and also just do a record of winning 5 in a row, beating Fausto Coppi's 4 in a row. Can that happen? That is the big question now. But Jay Vine looks like he's not got too many bullets left in the chamber. Alaphilippe out the back, as we said. Roglic trying to scramble for something. Egan Bernal desperately trying to fight back as well. This is absolutely ferocious stuff right now. Tadej Pogacar in pole position. He attacks now. Pogacar lifts the tempo now. Pogacar is lifting the tempo. Is this race over now? Pogacar, the king of Lombardia, lifts the tempo. Nobody's on his wheel anymore. And absolutely, this is the time. 37 kilometers is when he's attacked. 37 kilometers is when we've seen the attack. He's got 1 minute and 10 seconds and nobody able to follow him. Tadej Pogacar copy-paste what we've seen in the World Championships, in the European Championships. Remco Evenepoel trying to measure his effort to claw back the Slovenian. But this is his own playground now. Tadej Pogacar attacks off the front now. Pogacar has left everyone off. Everyone has been left for dust. Everyone. Nobody able to respond to the Lombardia king. The man who has a 100% record. He's still got to catch Quinn Simmons. He's got about a 1 minute lead. 5.2 kilometers left of the race. And this will be heartbreaking for Quinn Simmons. He will do everything in his power to try and keep this man off the front. Is he going to be able to do that? That is the big question. But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar has just lifted the pace. and nobody was able to follow him. Not Remco Evenepoel, not Cesar, not anyone. But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar is the second man on the road trying to chase down Quinn Simmons. Quinn Simmons, how long can he hold on for? But Tadej Pogacar, that attack, just absolutely stomping it out and nobody else able to follow him. Tadej Pogacar, the fifth victory is looking like it might be coming. We will wait and see. But for the time being, everyone will just have to scramble for the wheels. And Tadej Pogacar is absolutely lighting it up, as we've seen so many times. And for the time being, he is the second man on the road trying to chase down the American. But I think this American will be caught very quickly. He'll just have to try and hang on, and potentially he can get who knows? Maybe he can get a second podium. Hang on for dear life and just get the second place. You never know. He's got 44 seconds still of a lead. He's got 4.6 kilometers. Quinn Simmons, if he's going to be able to keep this at bay, that flying Slovenian who's absolutely been killing it this season. In all the monuments, he's been on the podiums, and here again, he's going to be on the podium once more. 39 seconds. He's building up a sizable gap already, about 25-second gap to Remco Evenepoel and the like. It's, the man from Comenda absolutely just putting his name all over this race once again, and nobody able to respond to this. This is absolutely incredible stuff. Tadej Pogacar, when it comes to Lombardia, there is no other rider, be it from Como to Bergamo. It doesn't matter which start and finish town it is. He'll win either way. 4.2 kilometers still left of this climb. Quinn Simmons, is he going to be able to hold on for a top 10? If he is, I will actually give him some plaudits here. So we will wait and see. But Tadej Pogacar doing his best to just keep this tempo on, keep the riders behind him. Del Toro is a dangerous package in this group. He's a dangerous man. And he's a ticking time bomb. And I think we could be looking at a 1-2, 1-3 for them, potentially. I think this could be a very, very different... It could be I think it is going to be a podium for 1-2, 1-3 podium finish for UAE Team Emirates for sure. I think this is going to be an interesting, very interesting one to say the least. But are we going to see them winning the race? That is the big question. I think it is looking like it will happen here. Tadej Pogacar absolutely ripping it up once more. But we're seeing Bilbao attacking from the Roglic group, I think, or was it Lenny Martinez? So a few moments there of action. The top 10 is up for grabs, as we know. The top 5, the podium, somewhat up for grabs as well. But Tadej Pogacar attacks, and Pogacar, number 1, world champion, double world champion. This is going to be the second time he potentially wins this as world champion if he can hold off Quinn Simmons. Quinn Simmons looked like the only rider who can match him when he attacked in Trevali, but he didn't want to drag the whole breakaway group. Tadej Pogacar can see Quinn Simmons. 3.5 kilometers. I think he's going to drop Quinn Simmons before the top of the climb. So, anyone who voted for Quinn Simmons to be the top rider, you were the top rider in terms of that climb. You were right. But, interesting that. Where will Isaac Del Toro finish? That can be another interesting question for us to ponder about. But Tadej Pogacar is going to make the catch. He's caught him. Like it's nothing. Like it's absolutely nothing. So, wow. Absolutely wow. By Tadej Pogacar there. Catching him like he's standing still. And I think Quinn Simmons, the American champion, he will have to try and really hold on. How many bullets has he got left in the chamber to keep the pace up with the Slovenian? Is he going to drag Quinn Simmons all the way to potentially a win? We will see. But Quinn Simmons caught by Tadej Pogacar. They're now riding together. An interesting interesting tactics, but it seems like it has paid off now. There's still 34 kilometers to go, 2.9 kilometers left of this climb. We got a brief glimpse of the watts, and they said Tadej Pogacar was doing 206 watts. As if. But Tadej Pogacar, absolutely incredible here. Lombardia is his playground. Nobody else can match him in the modern peloton, doing everything in his power to win this race once again. 5 on the bounce. I have never heard of anyone winning a race 5 on a bounce in a monument setting. But Quinn Simmons dropped. Now he'll have to think about how he's going to play this for the remainder of the race. Hold on for a top 10 position. That could be slipping out of his grasp. He needs to get to the top of that climb in one piece. But he could get caught. But Tadej Pogacar is on his own now. No one with him anymore. So, yeah, Tadej Pogacar absolutely on his own. Nobody able to keep up with him. He's absolutely distanced everyone. But 1 minute and 41 seconds down to the Roglic group. 50 seconds down to the Remco Evenepoel group. And it's copy-paste what we saw in the other races as well. But Tadej Pogacar absolutely stumping his authority all over this monument once again. 5 in a row is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely incredible, breathtaking. Yeah. Nobody could deny him what he's done here. But 33.4 kilometers, 18 seconds. 54 seconds for Remco Evenepoel's group. I think they are going to be wheeling in Quinn Simmons before they get to the finish of this. We will wait and see. But for the time being, Quinn Simmons is doing a good effort to just keep himself away from the clutches of the Remco Evenepoel group. But I don't think it's going to be a top 10 for him. Maybe, but not a podium for sure. So Remco Evenepoel, what can he do? He's the one dragging this group with Michael Stora, with Isaac Del Toro, with a struggling Paul Sissacs behind him. This is very interesting now. Very interesting. Are we going to see the race being done? The race is pretty much done. It is pretty much done. The second place is going to be more interesting. Is Remco Evenepoel going to get his second place in Lombardia, his third second place in the last 3 one-day races he's done? But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar is going to be adding his 20th victory, I think, to his impressive record. Sissacs is struggling. The youngest man in this race is struggling. That podium is just disappearing here for the youngster, but still riding out of his skin. Isaac Del Toro, a man I think he is going to be facing deeper into his career in the Grand Tours, is on that wheel with Remco Evenepoel and Michael Stora. So Remco Evenepoel doing a lot of work, but Isaac Del Toro in a phenomenal position here. Just able to enjoy not doing any of the work. And looking very, very good here. Tadej Pogacar looks around. He can't see anyone. He's 34 seconds ahead of the man in the front. And Tadej Pogacar in his own world, 2.2 kilometers left of the Passo di Ganda, and can't really be touched by anyone right now. He's absolutely keeping this pace on for as long as possible, keeping these pedals of history going. We are seeing something I didn't think we were ever going to see. The faster copy record being broken. Or not broken, matched, but it could be broken next year. But he is breaking one other faster copy record. So, yeah, Tadej Pogacar, absolutely remarkable riding here. Dominance in all the sense. And this is absolutely incredible, unbelievable, insane. Like, the adjectives you can put on this achievement, I did not think we were going to see this at all. He's been there on all 5 monuments. He's won the Tour de France. He's won races all over the place. And this is absolutely incredible, to say the least. The fair play to Tadej Pogacar here. But Remco Evenepoel can't really respond to this. They've got about 24 seconds, I think, to make up on Quinn Simmons. Quinn Simmons already 45 seconds behind Tadej Pogacar, the American champion, trying to hold his own. maybe he would have been strong enough to be in the moves. Maybe, not sure. Probably not. This was probably the best tactic, to be in front of the race and then try and do the damage limitation after this. So Quinn Simmons trying his best here to get a top 10 result. Best American last year was Nilson Powless in the top 10. So is he going to be able to replicate that? We'll wait and see. But Isaac Del Toro, Michael Stora, and Remco Evenepoel following up this group. Remco Evenepoel wanting some moves here. Del Toro just getting a bottle on the side of the road from one of the Soigneurs. 1 kilometer to go here for the Gander. It's well and truly left its mark on this race. We said it was gonna, and it certainly delivered. So we'll wait and see. But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar is upping the pace at the front, trying his best to just increase the watts as much as possible here. Motorbikes all over the place. Tadej Pogacar doing his best to keep this up. What are we saying? So far, no other rider has ever achieved the Worlds plus the Lombardia double twice. Last year, Pogacar became the 8th rider to manage this feat, but since then, first since Pablo Bettini in 2006. Yes, no one's achieved this feat, and that is absolutely remarkable. But yeah, 31.8 kilometers still to go of the race. 58 seconds down to Quinn Simmons. Still 700 meters less of the Passo di Ganda. And right now, we are seeing history in the making. The Fausto Coppi record being broken. One of them equaling the Fausto Coppi record as well. And yeah, Tadej Pogacar, phenomenal year in 2025. And this is going to be his final race, I think. Final race. I think he is appearing in some kind of Andorra one-day race as well. But he's not going to the Tour of Guangxi, not going to the Tour of Holland. But absolutely incredible form here. Upping the tempo as much as possible. 58 seconds still, or more. Well, it's eking out ever more. The riders behind can see him. Behind can see him. Remco Evenepoel is towing this group of Del Toro and Stora up the road. Del Toro in the perfect position here, the Mexican. Absolute perfect position to potentially get a podium here in his... Well, I'm not even sure if this is his first monument, but yeah, we will wait and see what he can do. Absolutely incredible stuff by... Oh, Del Toro gone. Del Toro is gone. Del Toro is gone. That was not on my bucket list. So Del Toro is gone. Del Toro has dropped. So now it's Stora. If he gets this for Tour de Pro Cycling, that would be remarkable. So, wow. We will wait and see. Yeah, but riders dropping like flies now. Quinn Simmons, if he can hold on, he could maybe get a podium now. But he's near the top. So if he could hold on to this group now, then that would be a phenomenal position he could be in. He could get a top 5 position. He needs to hold on here. The radio needs to say, mate, whatever you got left in the tank, it's now or never. Now or never. Remco Evenepoel attacking now. Remco Evenepoel has attacked. Remco Evenepoel attacking. So Remco has made the move. He has made the move, Remco Evenepoel. But Quinn Simmons trying to hold on to the vice world champion. Absolutely doing everything in his power. Oh, this is incredible. Yeah, wow. This is looking very good now. Very, very good now. Remco Evenepoel upping the tempo a bit more. Trying to do everything in his power. Del Toro trying to fight back as well. 30.2 kilometers still left of this race. Del Toro is about 17 seconds down on Remco Evenepoel right now, but they are going to have the descent. So Del Toro, is he going to be able to fight back? Well, we have to wait and see. Yeah. Are we going to see the victory here being done by Tadej Pogacar? I think yes. Is Del Toro going to finish inside the top 5? That's looking more unlikely. Is Quinn Simmons going to be finishing on the podium? It depends how much he can rest up here on this descent, how much they're going to be pushing on as well. But for the time being, it's looking very good here for Tadej Pogacar, equaling the Fausto Coppi record, beating the record as well. But for the time being, it's looking very fascinating here for their lower positions. Not the win, but the rest of the top 10 as well. We're seeing Plenty of riders struggling in, I believe, the Roglic group. A Cofidis rider up there, so that'd be quite good for the World Tour points if they can get a top 10 here. But I think it's over for them. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. Christian Scaroni up here in that Roglic group as well, so a good ride by him. I think we've got Alaphilippe behind Roglic, so a lot of men struggling here. They're 3 minutes and 5 seconds down on Tadej Pogacar, so absolutely incredible riding by Tadej to put so much time in such a short climb. But 1 minute and 15 seconds between Remco Evenepoel and Tadej Pogacar. Where have we heard that before? Quite a sizable gap. I don't think that's going to be dragged back on this descent. And yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Remco Evenepoel left himself a lot to do if he's going to be able to catch him. I mean, we were here in the Worlds. We were here in the European Championships. I don't think this is happening, guys. I think this is Tadej Pogacar and maybe Remco Evenepoel second. We will see. But Paul Zizek's absolutely phenomenal result by him to be up here. And also our man of Isaac Del Toro as well, doing a phenomenal job. And we will wait and see if these two will be the men to dethrone Tadej Pogacar in the future. Reminder as well, we have got a video about Isaac Del Toro that came out, I think, yesterday. So do check that out on the channel as well if you haven't already. I'll put the link in the chat now. But for the time being, we're seeing Del Toro not in the group with Quinn Simmons, Michael Stora, and Remco Evenepoel. So these guys are doing a good job. They want to try and get rid of Isaac Del Toro. He is a anchor, but right now we're seeing Quinn Simmons just struggling to hold the wheel as well. So Remco Evenepoel is just getting rid of one rider after the other. Now it's Michael Stora with Remco Evenepoel. So 3 become 2. So now it's a bit of a better situation to try and be freer. But is he just going to have a stowaway of Michael Stora all this way? We'll wait and see. For the time being, it's looking very good for Tadej Pogacar. He's still got a minute and 17 seconds of a lead. Remco Evenepoel is trying his best to do something. We have Alaphilippe struggling a bit with his bike here on the descent. Carapaz crashing. Carapaz, awful crash. Awful crash for Carapaz on a descent. Carapaz has crashed, so that is not a good situation for him. But great to have so many people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And Carapaz down, unfortunately. But Quinn Simmons dropped, unfortunately. And that was on the flat part. So, interesting that. But Quinn Simmons doing his best to try and get a top 5 position. I think the podium is out of question now. Carapaz, unfortunately, crashing. That was a big shame. But for the time being, 26.5 kilometers still to go. 1 minute and 18 seconds of the stage of this monument left. The final one of the year. The race of the falling leaves. And they're only, Tadej Pogacar absolutely scintillating. 26.2 kilometers left for him. 1 minute and 18 seconds. He's put a few more seconds into the lead that he had on Remco Evenepoel. So, and the Michael Stora as well. So we'll wait and see. But Tadej Pogacar absolutely doing his best here. And Rafa Majka, he pointed at Rafa Majka before he was going to attack. Did he do chapeau? I think maybe he did a chapeau instead. But for the time being, it's looking very, very good here for Tadej Pogacar. Remco Evenepoel could potentially get another win. I mean, Jay Vine just smiling as he's seeing Tadej Pogacar attack. Remco Evenepoel just seeing deja vu. We're seeing the slow-mo of the attack from earlier. But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar absolutely faultless in this race. Quinn Simmons seeing the unwanted sight of Tadej Pogacar in that World Championships bands, and we will see if he can potentially take the win next year as well to break the all-time record. But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar looks like that 5th victory is his bar a crash. I think that is the only thing that can stop him, but he's not very very good at crashing, and even if he did crash, he just gets up again like he did in Strade Bianche. But for the time being, 24.6 kilometers still to go of the race. Yeah, Tadej Pogacar just coming around the corners of this descent, doing everything in his power to keep the bike as stable as possible. And yeah, 1 minute and 22 seconds. It's going up even more. Remco Evenepoel, will he be able to make inroads on this, on the descent, on the flat part? He's still got Michael Storer on his wheel. So, yeah, anything can really happen here. Anything can really happen. Great to have 1,500 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And most of you do think Isaac Del Toro is going to be finishing second. That is looking more uncertain right now. More uncertain, I would say. But for the time being, 23.9 kilometers. Quinn Simmons still ahead of Isaac Del Toro. So that will be interesting when he catches him, what will happen between these two. There's no podium up for grabs for them, you would think, if the front group can stay away. But Isaac Del Toro and Quinn Simmons can potentially work together and close down the group and get themselves back in. The Roglic group is 3 minutes and 30 seconds down, 2 minutes down on Isaac Del Toro. So very much, not in the hunt there at all. Not in the hunt at all. But we'll wait and see what happens here. We'll wait and see what happens with that second chase group. 23.3 kilometers still to go of the final monument of the year. And the Tadej Pogacar show's last performance in 2025. I think there is that Andorra unofficial race as well happening. But other than that, this is the last professional race or official race we're going to see Tadej Pogacar in this year. He's absolutely been flawless in 99.9% of the races he's been in, ripping it up all across the board. But for the time being, yeah, good question. Where's Paul Sesaks? That is a good question. He must be somewhere in between the Roglic and Del Toro group, you would think. Yeah, they haven't got him, so we'll wait and see. Tadej Pogacar, 1 minute and 25 seconds. He's increasing his gap even more. So, yeah, not really slowing down here. Not really slowing down. The gap, let's see. What was the gap when he won last year? The gap last year, where he beat Remco Evenepoel, obviously attacking from 48 kilometers out. He won by 3 minutes and 16 seconds. So are we going to see anywhere near that? The year before that, it was 52 seconds. The year before that, it was a sprint between him and Enric Mas. And the year before that, it was a sprint between him and Fausto Masnada. So we will see. We will see. For the time being, 22 kilometers still to go. 1 minute and 29 seconds for Remco Evenepoel. Tadej Pogacar is extending his advantage here on the descent. So Tadej Pogacar absolutely ripping up another World Tour season. He's going to be the number one World Tour rider once again. I think double the points of the second place rider. But UAE Team Emirates as well, absolutely been ripping it up from start to finish of this season. 21.4 kilometers still to go. Remember the one they tore down under with Narvaez. And yeah, here just going from strength to strength in every single race. Didn't win the Tour of Denmark though, so that's still not being won by them. Didn't win the Tour of Britain, didn't win some of these other races, but Remco Evenepoel, the man who probably should have won the Tour of Britain if there was a time trial in there, trying to get rid of Michael Storer on the descent. It's 1 minute and 15 seconds now, so it looks like it is coming down a bit. So we will wait and see. If the time checks are a bit up and down right now. So who is going to be winning this race? Tadej Pogacar, but the fight for the podium positions still very much alive between Michael Storer and Remco Evenepoel. Remco Evenepoel doing a very good job at trying to get away from Michael Storer. Michael Storer trying to get a monument podium for our Pro Continental team, which will be huge points in the World Tour rankings as well. So Tour de Pro Cycling having a very, very good year this year, I would say. Some good results by Michael Storer. Didn't he get the 10th place in the Giro d'Italia? But Quinn Simmons, He is finding himself 1 minute and 31 seconds down. I mean, now they're saying the tick has gone down to 1 minute and 6 seconds for Remco Evenepoel. But this was a bit like we had in the European Championships. Yeah, so we will see. How many monuments? Yeah, good question. We've got, it will be 5 from Lombardia. We've got the 2 from Tour of Flanders. Haven't we got 2 or 3 from Liège-Bastogne-Liège? So yeah, quite a few. And then never winning Paris-Roubaix or Milan-San Remo. So quite a few, isn't it? It would be 10 monuments, or is it more? Let me do the count. But yeah, absolutely extraordinary riding by him once again. Nobody can match him at all. Yeah, it's just absolutely incredible, to say the least. Tadej Pogacar, most wins this year. This will be his 20th win. More than Tim Merlier, more than Isaac Del Toro, who's the second most wins this year, currently joint with Tim Merlier. More than Mads Pedersen, more than Olaf Koy, more than all the sprinters, which is quite incredible. But yeah, we are seeing 19.2 kilometers still to go for Tadej Pogacar. 1 minute and 17 seconds, so it has gone up again. So I'm not sure that the time checks were that good. Michael Storer just struggling to hang on to Remco Evenepoel. The Aero Bullet just darting up the road and doing everything in his power to just keep this up for as long as possible. Very, very good effort by him. And we'll see what happens with Remco Evenepoel. Looks like it's going to be a second place. Another podium in Lombardia, and he will be like Primož Roglič leaving the podium as well, or leaving a race with a podium finish in Lombardia, like we saw with Primož Roglič. But Isaac Del Toro is about to catch Quinn Simmons as well, so the Mexican assassin, or the bull, that's what we call him. He's coming up to potentially poach a 4th place and more World Tour points as well to their count. So we will wait and see. Anything can happen here on the race, and it could really be a big moment here. Could be a really big moment. And are we going to see a victory from Remco Evenepoel over Tadej Pogacar next year with Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe? That is the big question as well. Not quite sure about that. Many of us are uncertain that it will actually help with that, but we will see. But for the time being, 17.7 kilometers to go. Still seeing this long descent, and there are plenty of riders hoping to get inside that top 10 as well. 1 minute and 20 seconds for Remco Evenepoel. And yeah, it's starting to come back. They were saying that it was 1 minute and 6 seconds, but it's come back here. So it has come back. Remember to, if you haven't already, to check out the Cycling Dane podcast as well, available on Spotify. And do subscribe to that. We have got the recap out later on. We've got plenty of podcasts next week as well, so look out for that. But for the time being, 17.1 kilometers, 1 minute and 20 seconds for Remco Evenepoel. The chasing group behind him and Michael Storer, behind Michael Storer, some in between, but 2 minutes for Isaac Del Toro and Quinn Simmons to make up. So are they going to be able to do the chase as well? We will wait and see. But it's a stagnant situation at the road right now. Obviously, it's a dynamic race, but the race situation is very dynamic, or not dynamic, very stagnant. So we will see if they're going to be able to make any inroads on Tadej Pogacar or Remco Evenepoel. 1 minute and 21 seconds, 23 seconds. I think it's over, but I'm not sure we're going to get a 3-minute deficit like we had last year. So for the time being, 16 kilometers still to go. Remco Evenepoel 1 minute 22 seconds. Quinn Simmons has got his North American buddy of Isaac Del Toro with him. And the Roglic group 4 minutes and 2 seconds down. Fausto Coppi will be looking for the heavens and seeing one of his records being broken many years later. And that's just a testament to how incredible that record was, that it took all the way to 2025 for one of his records to be beaten and the other one to be matched. It's still not beaten, but it could be matched for sure. Yeah. Apparently, Isaac Del Toro is racing tomorrow as well. So Isaac Del Toro is racing tomorrow. So in Italy again, he wants more victories. So we will see what happens with Del Toro tomorrow. But for the time being, he's been having absolutely scintillating race or season in the autumn classics. So we'll see how his legs recover after this. But for the time being, 14.9 kilometers left for Tadej Pogacar, 1 minute and 18 seconds for Remco Evenepoel. I'm not sure he's going to be making up that lead. So it's a bit of a victory lap for Tadej Pogacar right now. Doing his absolute best to keep this up. Probably is going to be our winner-elect here and is doing a very good job at just keeping the distance between himself and Remco Evenepoel very, very cushioned, very hard, very interesting. 14.5 kilometers still to go of the race, and it's looking promising for Tadej Pogacar. Weird road markings for the riders. That looks very dangerous on the road that Tadej Pogacar just went through. But yeah, very strange to leave that up. But yeah, who knows what that was about. So we'll wait and see. Are we going to get Tadej Pogacar winning this race? We all think yes. But by how much? The fifth race looks like it's going to be his in terms of Il Lombardia. 100% record. We said that so many times. Fausto Masnada. Fausto Coppi. Wrong Fausto. Winning 4 in a row, but that's going to be bested here. Michael Stora trying to chase down Remco Evenepoel. But Tadej Pogacar in his favorite position. Rainbow jersey at the front of Il Lombardia. 13.6 kilometers until he gets into Bergamo and takes the win. And this is going to be a very, very impressive victory by him. Roglic absolutely out the back. 4 minutes and 12 seconds that group. The top 10 is going to be an interesting picture here as well. What is the top 10 going to be looking like? Yeah. But Tadej Pogacar on his Colnago doing everything in his power. Yeah. Rainbow jersey. First world champion to win back-to-back in the rainbow jersey in this race. The first rider to win 5 races in back-to-back. And the best ever rider in his first 5 editions of this race. And winning 20 races and finish on the monuments podiums of every single monument this year, which is absolutely incredible. 12.5 kilometers, 1 minute and 16 seconds still to go for Remco Evenepoel if he's going to catch this up. I don't think he will. But Tadej Pogacar absolutely motoring. We've got Tadej, we've got Remco in the same positions we've seen in the last 2 one-day races with these two. How is Remco Evenepoel going to close the gap to Tadej Pogacar? That is the big question as well. But Remco Evenepoel doing everything in his power to close this as aero as possible. The world time trial champion doing everything he can to close this down, but just can't do anything. His most recent victory is 902 days ago in the month of October. So he hasn't really won any races in October. The last one was in the Coppa Bernocchi in 2021. So not a great victory month for Remco Evenepoel. 11.5 kilometers still to go here of the race. Michael Stora finding himself 11 seconds down on Remco Evenepoel. He is trying to hold off the chases of Isaac Del Toro and Quinn Simmons. And Isaac Del Toro, it looks like it's not going to be a podium position for the Mexican, but there is going to be a bucket load of World Tour points for him. And who's going to be filling out the rest of the top 10 as well. So we've got pretty much the top 5, I would say, certain. So Pogacar, Remco, Stora. Then you've got probably Isaac Del Toro and Quinn Simmons. That's your 5. So who's going to be the next 5 in the top 10? That will be interesting to see. But Tadej Pogacar, no questions there. He is going to be our number 1. He's absolutely riding his best race, living his best life right now. And this man has no rivals when it comes to this race at all. So Tadej Pogacar, what will he be able to do? How many editions will he be able to win? That could be a good question for our poll. How many more editions will he win? We will wait and see. How many more editions will he win? How many more editions will Pogacar win? Yeah, we'll get that poll up as well. But for the time being, it's looking very, very set in stone, the top 5. Yeah, he could be on for a lot here. A lot. Yeah. Let's say in total, that makes it a bit better. So he's won 5 already. So is he going to win another one? Is he going to win? Yeah. The record, as we said, is 5, but he seems like he always wants to get back into this. So how many more editions do you think in total he will have? So he will have 5, but do you think he's going to win more than that? 9.7 kilometers to go in the race, and 1 minute and 14 seconds for Remco Evenepoel to make up. So he's just nipped away at a few seconds. Tadej Pogacar becomes only the second rider in history to win 3 monuments in a season. So far, Eddy Merckx is the only to have achieved this in 1996, 1971, 1972, and 1975. So, but he's doing this in the era of very specialization and a lot less racing days as well. But 9.3 kilometers to go, and Tadej Pogacar, Remco Evenepoel, 1 minute and 16 seconds. Can't really, he's kind of caught in no man's land. Yeah, we will see here. We will see. Remco Evenepoel doing absolutely everything in his power to try and get up the road. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but he wants to hold off the man behind as well of Michael Storer. Michael Storer looking around as well. He doesn't want to get caught by the group behind, but he's got about a 50 second advantage. We still have one more climb coming up, 1.3 kilometers at 7-8% average gradient. So it's not over in terms of obstacles for the riders. But 8.5 kilometers of the 5 monument season of 2025. The next monument we're going to see is Milan-San Remo in 2026. Will this man win that one? That is the big question. But he's an incredible monument rider, as we said. He loves the long endurance. He loves the punch. He can really take everyone into deep waters. And no one's really able to stop him apart from Mathieu van der Poel when it comes to these monuments. But even Mathieu van der Poel felt the sword as well in Tour of Flanders. So yeah, they will know what it feels like to be against Tadej Pogacar, and they will have to train adequately to try and hold him off if they can. But for the time being, we will wait and see if anyone can defeat him in Lombardia in the next few years. Most of you going for 7 victories in total, so that would mean 2 more editions. 7.5 kilometers still to go. We're getting inside the last 7 kilometers. Bergamo is the finish, and yeah, beautiful city. We will see him finishing another edition in Bergamo, and he won here in 2023, won here in 2021, and he's going to win here in 2025. Absolutely remarkable. The only rider to win Lombardia since Pogacar entered the World Tour was, there was 2 editions, wasn't there? But Jakob Fuglsang won as well. But smash the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here as well. We've got plenty of videos coming out in the next few days on the channel. But for the time being, Tadej Pogacar is racing towards the finishing line. 6.9 kilometers to go. 1 minute and 24 seconds for Remco Evenepoel if he's going to be able to catch this. Obviously, I don't think he is. But Remco absolutely in his nightmare once again. Being the only rider alone, chasing down Tadej Pogacar and not being able to do any inroads. Yeah. So there's there's not many races Tadej Pogacar hasn't won. And we've seen him doing a lot more long-range attacks now in the last few races. I think he knows that this is the better way of doing it. Doesn't have any sprints to worry about. Just get on his own and no one able to follow his wheel. But for the time being, it's looking very good for Remco Evenepoel for a second place in this race. Not bad either, and a good way to leave Soudal Quickstep as well. So yeah, not bad. I think they will take this. They know that Tadej Pogacar is well and truly the emperor, all supreme leader of Lombardia. And Remco Evenepoel at second place is not too shabby. He's got almost 30 seconds of an advantage now on Michael Storer. Michael Storer could get a famous podium finish. When's the last time we had an Australian finish on the podium of Lombardia? Let's double check that as well. Lombardia, Australian, Cadel Evans. Does that ring a bell? Has he done it? George Bennett in 2020 finishing. No, wait, he's New Zealand. Australian finishing on the podium has happened back in 1986 with Phil Anderson. So there you go. That is quite a achievement as well. So quite a long wait for Australia to finish on the podium in Lombardia. 5.4 kilometers still to go for Tadej Pogacar. 1 minute and 58 second lead over Michael Storer. 1 minute and 26 second lead over Remco Evenepoel. And I presume we still have Del Toro and Quinn Simmons fighting it for that fourth place. So we will wait and see what happens there. But great to have so many people subscribing today as well. And let us know where you're watching from if you haven't already. And yeah, it looks like we are going to get a victory from some of the other riders here. Oh, well, from none other rider than Tadej Pogacar. This is going to be a big winning margin in the last few editions, as we said. 3 minutes and 16 seconds has been the longest one in recent time. 1 minute and 16 is going to be quite long as well. So this will be the second longest winning margin since 1996. So you can just see how incredible that is, and quite a phenomenal feat to win that far out as well. 4.4 kilometers, 1 minute and 28 seconds. He's increasing the margin. He is on that final climb as well, just upping the tempo even more. Tadej Pogacar giving bottles to fans on the side of the road, choosing kids. That's very nice. But Tadej Pogacar, no rivals. 4.3 kilometers left. Absolute celebration here of his fifth victory. History in the making, as we said. One of the fastest editions of the race. Not quite, but close. But great to have so many riders on the road. And a guy on the side of the road saying, "What? Please give me a high five" to Tadej Pogacar. He didn't do that. So that sign became defunct immediately. 4 kilometers to go. Still venturing into Bergamo here. As we said, he's taken the victory before. And I'm pretty sure he'll want to take the victory in the Vuelta a España next year. As we said, Milan San Remo, Paris-Roubaix, Tour of Denmark, all these races he hasn't tasted success in. But 3.8 kilometers to go. He's just here on the uphill still. 1 minute and 28 seconds on the Remco Evenepoel. Michael Storer further. Almost a minute down there as well. He's got 2 minutes and 11 seconds to catch up to Tadej Pogacar if he's going to make that. But Tadej Pogacar doing a phenomenal ride here at the front in the rainbow jersey. He's going to be the first rider to win the rainbow jersey. First rider to win Lombardia back-to-back in the rainbow jersey, as we said. 5 victories in a row. So many incredible feats, to say the least. And Tadej Pogacar absolutely just taking the plaudits of the cycling fans in Lombardia in once more. 2 minutes and 13 seconds for Michael Storer. So many fans on the side of the road here, being very respectful of the rainbow jersey, coming through. They're seeing the man, the myth, the legend, the growing greatest of all time. Another record to his incredible monument accolade. He needs to get to 19, I think, with Eddie Merckx, so he's for sure going after that as well. 3.4 kilometers to go. 1 minute and 19 seconds. 1 minute and 32 seconds, shall I say, for Remco Evenepoel to make up to the top of this climb now. He's got the the ceremonial descent here. Remco Evenepoel coming through the crowds as well. 1 minute and 36 seconds down. The man has about 50 seconds now to Michael Storer. This is his final few kilometers for Soudal Quickstep. The Olympic champion will absolutely be soaking this in. His final ever monument for Soudal Quickstep. His final race for Soudal Quickstep. Oh, blocked by the motorbikes. Blocked by the motorbikes. Oh my goodness, that was a bit bad. If it was a bit closer, that could have been race defining. But that was strange, very strange. Remco Evenepoel getting blocked by the motorbike there. So that was very, very odd there. Remco Evenepoel blocked by the motorbikes. But Tadej Pogacar now has even more of a lead now thanks to the motorbikes. And 2.2 kilometers still to go for Tadej Pogacar, but that was very, very strange. Very, very strange to say the least. 2 kilometers still to go of the race. Tadej Pogacar, no one else. No one else can get close to this guy. And now he might even get close to the deficit of last year, to be honest. But Remco Evenepoel, his day, not worst day, let's be honest. He's had worse days in Lombardia 2020. But he wants the victory, obviously. He's a serial winner, but just not happening here again. And he has to be in a podium where he's second on the podium to Tadej Pogacar once more. 1.4 kilometers to go, almost 2 minutes now. And Remco Evenepoel, that could have messed up his podium chances as well, or his second place podium. So, wow. Very strange that. Why was the motorbike so close as well? So, strange. Tadej Pogacar, inside the last kilometer of his final monument of 2025, his final his final race on the World Tour in 2025, unless he jumps on a plane and goes to the Tour of Hongji together with Brooks. But Tadej Pogacar, it's going to sink in. His 5th monument victory in this monument in Lombardia. 100% record. He allows himself to celebrate, beating the record of Fausto Coppi of 5 victories in a row, matching the record of Fausto Coppi of 5 victories in a row in total, and also becoming the first world champion to win back-to-back Lombardia in the rainbow jersey. Truly phenomenal. He has absolutely stepped above everyone in his generation. He's up there. His rivals are not in the current peloton. They are the men of history. Eddie Merckx, Bernard Hinault, and here we have him, Tadej Pogacar, the Slovenian, writing more history, taking the win, the 5th win of Lombardia in his career, and now we'll have to look at who's going to be joining him in that top 10. Remco Evenepoel looks like he is potentially going to be taking it, but Tadej Pogacar has absolutely had an extraordinary win, to say the least. And what an incredible victory by Tadej Pogacar. His 20th victory of this year. His 5th podium finish in the monuments this year. And for the time being, Tadej Pogacar has absolutely conquered all, apart from Mathieu van der Poel in the monuments. But he did that in Tour of Flanders. Tadej Pogacar takes the plaudits once again. We have quite a bit of time until we get the rest of the podium, rest of the top 10 as well. But Tadej Pogacar, what a victory by him. Absolutely taking the plaudits from the crowd and surrounded by the media, quite rightly. And we're getting Remco Evenepoel coming towards the finish as well in Bergamo. Remco will, of course, be frustrated. He's had a good up and down season. He's had good moments, bad moments as well. But for the time being, it's been an interesting day for Remco. Not following the wheel of Pogacar once again. But a second place is nothing to be upset about. And incredible performance by him. 1 minute and 31 seconds down. We'll wait to see who's going to be joining them in the top 5 as well. But Remco Evenepoel, yeah, this is his final ever race with Soudal Quickstep. He will be elated over this, I guess. He will be happy. I don't know. This is quite achievement as well, finishing on twice on the podium in Lombardia. I will, of course, be doing the recap race analysis with Patrick after the race, so do join us for that on the Cycling Dane podcast, on the Cycling Dane Extra, but we're just waiting to see the top 5, and then we'll break down the top 10, I think, over on the podcast. But Tadej Pogacar, 5th victory. We're seeing pictures of him again. Absolutely remarkable stuff by him, but who is going to be joining that top 5? We await Quinn Simmons. We await Isaac Del Toro as well. Incredible racing by them. But yeah, what happened in this race? That is the big question. Michael Stora, phenomenal racing by him as well. Yeah, we will see what he can do later in the race as well. But we will see who wins the race. But for, well, Tadej Pogacar, I don't know what I'm saying. Tadej Pogacar, we will see if he will be winning in Milan San Remo, Paris Roubaix next year as well, because it's an absolute incredible record, second to none. And Quinn Simmons managed to get the better of Isaac Del Toro. Yeah, incredible stuff there, Quinn Simmons. Absolutely incredible stuff. But Quinn Simmons doing an incredible effort here. And yeah, what is happening in the race? Deeper into it. Did Isaac Del Toro get caught? Yeah, it looks like it. Pidcock in there as well. Pidcock, what is he going to be able to do? The sprint. We got Paul Sisaks up there trying to get the better of Tom Pidcock. And, oh, I think Pidcock's got it. Pidcock's got the top 10. So, incredible to say the least there. But for the time being, we will wait and see what happens here. But that's basically it for this video. Oh, well, that's basically it for this stream, I think. And I'll jump over and do the recap race analysis with Patrick Blake of Audio Cycling. That'll be available on the Cycling Dane Extra in hopefully an hour. And then we'll have the podcast as well. So thank you to every single one of you who have joined, everyone who subscribed today. It's been an amazing stream, the final one of this season. So we'll see what happens later on. We should do some cyclocross races as well. So I hope you guys join me for that as well. But for the time being, I will see you all